We build on topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast. It's a new world, new sound. Off the top, I got gunshots. Celebration. Bombs going up. Come on in the building. Peace to the podcast. We are in the building. Oh, man. I just want to start off by saying, man, we are in the month of August. We want to start it off by giving you know who. One of the illest, one of the most beautiful, renowned sisters out there. We want to say happy birthday to Miyoshi.
Happy birthday.
Light it up for Miyoshi, Leo. Hey. All my Leos stand up. Yes. August 2nd. Shout out to the whole Podcraft. I see y'all coming.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Miyoshi.
Happy birthday, Miyoshi.
Word. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to ya.
Remember she came and gave me a cake. Oh man, flowers. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. What we have on today, August 2nd. My sister passed away. She's her birthday 5th coming up. RIP. What AD? What do we have on as they come in? I didn't set it off yet. Before I start the show, I wanted to really do this. You know what I mean? I wanted to give a lot of people, and I got a book today. I bought something. Yeah. Oh man, yes, we all good, man. I see y'all coming in, man. Feeling good today. I'm fired. I'm up. How you feeling, Solo?
I feel great. Good? You know what I mean? Living, I'm learning, I'm striving. I'm on a whole new plane. I see. Hey. All right. Let's get into it, man. Overkill said, happy born day, Miyoshi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Y'all coming in. All right, so let's get started. Today gonna be off the hook. Hey, it's gonna be off the hook. All right. Welcome to the episode of the Killah Priest Podcraft. I'm your host, Killah Priest, the Iron Sheik from the Middle East. I'm almost there, so prepare I say peace. And running the rocket is none other than A Dizzle.
Peace, what's good? Welcome back. It's gonna be a wild show.
To my side, don't slide. It's your boy, Coach Solo Gems.
Peace, what's good, y'all? We rising, we shining, baby. What's good?
Oracles in the building. Yeah. The architects are in the building. Ben Frank. We have the architects, oracles. What else would we call? Oh, that's it. They running the chat room. Make sure y'all hit that like today. Everybody, we need to let them know we over here. We are on one today. Somebody says UFO episode was dope. We are out there. Indeed, we are in here. We are out there, making it clear. That's why I had to bring this book here.
Hey,
you seen that? Miyoshi know about this. See, you pull out a book like you're like, what the? I got the Yantra.
Man,
we got Chief Seku coming on.
Ooh.
Aboriginals, let's get it. Let's go. We have flat earthers, they coming out. You know, say the flat, I'm coming now. I want the flat too. No. Flat line. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Flat. Do-do-do-do. Cool whip. Something like a phenomenon, baby. Flat line. Blow away. There's an ice cap on the end of the world. It's an ice cap. What's his name? Oh, Officer General Byrd I'll wait. I'll just.
Admiral Bird.
Oh,
man.
Admiral
You gotta get
Bird.
that right. Yeah, you gotta get that
Admiral
right.
Bird saw the word. He was at. There is no curves, right? Bird.
Man.
Flat
Bird.
line. Shout out to the FEs out there. You know what I'm saying? My Globus Aboriginals coming. He said, it's it. It's on. I'm already here, but we got Chief Seku from the Miyoshi. Shout out to Miyoshi once again.
Word.
She's doing
Word.
it. And word up. It's a beautiful day. When Leos celebrate birthdays, we celebrate.
Yeah.
I mean, skyrocket.
The fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm talking about walking into the club is free. All drinks on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All
straight,
drinks
y'all straight heat, y'all straight fire.
Yeah. They turned up. They turned up.
I know. Y'all fuming.
Yeah. I like that.
Fuming, yeah.
So I already know I feel the energy out there right now. You know what I'm saying? So the vibe is very, very good. So once again, somebody said, what the F is wrong with me? I'm full of life. A lot of people don't say that. They're like, damn, man, why are you so turned? I am turned because I'm feeling good because I got this.
Uh-oh.
Boom.
Uh-oh.
They just said, this is the CDs, man. I got Vedic Vape Room are in the building. You can pre-order it right now.
Let me get one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Open it up. Yeah. 18 tracks, Knowledge Build. We're going to play some of it today. We're going to get up into that. You know what I'm saying? Mighty Hebrew said he got a build today. He said, yo, Priest, telling you, yo. And I think it was off the UFO episode. I didn't say anything about UFOs. Your own government did. Let me point that. Bring it in closer. Your government sat up there with blue suits and red hat and big silver hair coming and said, well, you tell us about it. You tell us about the UFO. Now, have you seen anything, Admiral? Was Admiral Bird there?
No, I'm sure he's seen some things.
Why
but
didn't you say the earth was flat? Why didn't you say that?
he just saw extra
They
land.
wouldn't say that, huh?
All the land that they be hiding.
Oh, man.
But why are they coming out with the UFOs instead of talking about the real issue?
That's true.
Because we're not supposed to know about that.
We're supposed to know about what we got.
They're only
You know
going to
what?
tell us what we're supposed to be distracted with.
Right.
Don't expect the truth. Why would the news give you the truth?
Hey,
CNN? That's not their job. It's not about truth with them. What you talking about?
That's a good point.
It's the Matrix.
what's the science behind it?
You will follow their agenda.
What's the science?
They will feed you the garbage you need to hear so that you become part of their agenda. It's for the sheeple.
So what about just regular? This is every day.
You have to go out and find the truth. Seek the truth, and the truth will set you free. Otherwise, the mainstream is the piss stream. It's just for the sheeple.
Oh, AD has spoken.
Yeah. Y'all already know.
Man.
I ain't saying nothing
The
new.
agenda war. The resistance is now.
True.
Y'all ready for the resistance?
I mean, yeah, it's the empire versus the rebellion.
Hey, the great resistance. Let us stand up. It says destruction techniques. Yeah. Start the fire, put it out, but it's your own government. Don't question me. If y'all have any questions, y'all can question everybody else. If y'all have any, see, that's what you got to start asking questions to the people that's in charge. Stop asking just a regular person. Get up and ask them. If you got a person, if you got a question the authority of people who've been pushing agendas. Agenda war.
Yeah, man.
Personal agendas. The evolution of consciousness. This is by Sophia. Black woman. Love it.
Hey.
Make our contribution. We're making our contribution. We're getting ready.
Mojito.
Because the resistance started. Shout out to Mojito in the building.
Word.
He's already walking on some, I'm on a new love, baby. Yeah, so they say Priest is on.
Yeah.
On one, right?
Nah,
Oh,
you
shut
good. You're fine. I mean,
I am.
you hyped up. You know,
I
this
am.
is your month, right? So I felt that.
Leos get like that in this month.
I felt
I
that.
must say I aim Leos. Where are my Leos at? Put a paw or a lion meme up in the chat.
Oh yeah, the lions.
Word. Somebody said great book. Yeah, the Yantra. You know, I was breaking it down. I was like, how did they come up with this name? I see the word in it, right? So this book is not for the regular reader. You ever read this, AD?
Mm-mm.
You read this and you might lose your eyes in the pictures and the page because this is deep.
Man.
This is deep. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Imagine.
Look, and Tiamat. That's what I put. Could be. You see, a rancher, you know. A lot of people like, yo, Moses, yeah, he did. He learned all the ways of Kemet. But he started out there. Somebody said sin. No, he did. He came, he already knew about. He was in Mesopotamia. He started the Chaldees. He walked. So he was already into a space because they say as soon as you sin, and that's coming from Mesopotamia.
Man.
That's just a little something.
Okay.
Right? The first thing is like, you do not have lost something. Abram is even his name. You know what I'm saying? So, Stoke.
Uh-oh.
We in there. Mm-hmm. What's the moon in?
Aquarius until 8:30.
Until 8:30?
Mm-hmm.
Word? And then it changes?
Goes into Pisces.
Pisces. Okay.
Super moon last night.
Yeah.
Glow and glow.
Beautiful.
Brother Glow. This is my grandma, Leo. No doubt. Shout out to your grandmoms.
Mm-hmm.
Glow and glow. It was a super moon outside. How many of y'all looked up?
That's true. But I look up all the time though.
Yeah.
I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated.
Yeah.
I like full moons. You know what I mean? Full moons, sun
Mm-hmm.
in the world. You know what I mean? I'm fascinated by all the sky and all that in the world.
I follow you through the moon and the skies above.
Mm-hmm. I seen shooting stars.
That's right.
But
You're a shooting star. Hey.
That's a fact.
Fact, right?
Yeah, I am a shooting star, right? I'm manifesting.
Coming up. Somebody said I usually eat at 9. But, if you look, so Jody said she took pics. Shout out to Jody. If you got pictures of the moon last night, that was a super moon, but is it coming back? We get another super moon or is one every 10 years? Decade. It's a good thing to see.
Gotta look it up.
Somebody said it was a red moon, though. That red moon, though.
Oh.
Yeah, but we have to look and then start observing.
Oh, the blood moon? Come on, the blood moon?
Yeah. Should we be amazed at the stars?
Yeah, we should be. We just don't get to see them all the time.
Right. Oh, yeah. You're right. Exactly.
Yeah, we don't get to see them all the time.
Oh, I'm dismayed.
There's actually 2 supermoons this month.
Oh, word? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah?
Yeah, the second one is at the end of the month. It's going to be a blue moon. You know how they say
Ooh.
once in a blue moon?
Ooh.
Damn.
Once in the blue moon.
Yeah.
Once in a blue moon.
August 30th.
August 30th.
Hey, August.
Man.
Hey, we bring them super moons out.
Yeah, that's dope. That's
August brings out the super moon. Well, I think we had a good time, right? Starting with y'all because I'm gonna speak up for all Leos. We had such a good time. The reason why is because there's no school when during our birthday.
That's a good point.
So we already, so as a child, we learned like, oh my God, everybody's out and there's so much sun and there's so much fun. So we have that going up as a child.
Yeah.
All we know is partying outside. We don't have to go to school. You know, the night before, most Leos, they go to sleep. And as soon as they wake up, because they didn't have to come from school.
That's true.
So they wake up, it's already, it's morning now, I wake up.
Yeah, you get a full day of school. So
Get a full day.
Yeah, that's actually dope.
It's just like having a name like Z a little bit. Like Z. Like if you got a name that is start with a Z, you already know that you're going at the back of the line. In school, right?
Yeah.
You don't even
last
worry about
names.
that. Their last names.
The last name is Morley.
Yeah. You have a Aaron Appleseed, you good.
Yeah.
You in class, you the first one online.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
So certain
I was always in like the second to. I mean, I was always like the second to last. Yeah, I was always in like the second to last. You know what I mean? Reed. You know, you get Reed.
Yeah.
You know? So they always called me. Even if they was called my first name, it would be the same thing. It would be Solomon. You know what I mean? So it's either or. I never really liked that, but you know, I was okay with it. I felt pride in it. I don't know why. I just felt pride in it.
Right.
Man.
Let's switch our cups. This is yours.
Yeah, but it's already too late. I'm already sipping.
Hey, I'm gonna sip out of yours.
Yeah, I'm already sipping.
Share your cups. Let me see where the chief is at. He said he's gonna come in like maybe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Yamasi's from the Yamasi tribe. You know what I mean? So I heard that was the I could be wrong, but the Olmec. You know anything about the Olmec? Anybody know anything about Olmec? Ask that question. Who are the Olmec? Where are they? They have some big ass heads. But it's good to have big heads. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Gemini.
The Olmec, they gonna come through.
I'm a Gemini born on May 29th. That's my aunt's birthday.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I got, you know, it's two sides. You know, I got your family dominates like the summer.
Yeah.
And my mom's side, they dominate spring, May and June.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, mommy, what's good? What's good? No, she's watching out there.
June 6th. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
same as mine. She's a 16 too.
Yeah, she was 16. It's crazy.
Yeah. Shout out. Word.
16. I'm the 4th. That's crazy, right?
Yeah,
wow.
June 4th. Yup.
4 times 4.
4 times 4 is 16. Wow, crazy. How'd I add up with that? Yeah, Overkill got it. Overkill put the Olmec head. It was a toe tech. Yeah, we're gonna go through a little bit of the Vedic Vape Room while we got this time before the Yamasi tribe come through. What should we hit them with? AD? Should we hit them with Monad?
Yeah, you were talking about Monad.
Yeah. Shout out to, because Dave Flores, he's like, yo, man, the Monad, should we got some joints on here, man. Man, Valley of Eternal Flames, you heard that one. That's my joint. Gotta shoot a video for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's the Monad. Because it's
Listen, Killah. These attempts to divide the speech of the now silent gods work out into astonishing variety and complexity. By the first millennium BC,
it's a journey.
in the library of King Ashurbanipal at Nineveh, about 650 BC. But you, Killah, you must go into the water. You must go into the waters. Priest, the monad of the Podcraft. Could your mind grasp the preacher nocturnal reaching the supernal triad? The 360 circles of the sky dad. And virtue, the alkaline gas that condense in the fine glass. Black mirror like the iPad. I've been woke, I don't feel shame or guilt or insults. When I deal with the insult, I react on impulse. Since my heavy mental intro, every time I pen stroke, that's from the I leaf to the Tove. Master of the alphabets, the alchemist, and calculus, balancing width and depth, breath, till I begin to sweat. Okay, now measure. Now there's 22 letters like planets being formed in a nebula. I bring them together with 9 numbers. This is the building blocks of the 9 wonders. At first it's black and white, but the rhyme colors.
There we
now
go.
the all is creating itself, and the all is comprehending the God beginning in its image before it was written. Then Adam, Eve, in their oneness named everything that the sun hit. Every fruit and every tree was in abundance. Everything
Dave
you
Flores.
see, every ocean, the mountain summits. They
Yeah.
named everything in a unity, then the duality. The atom split personality.
Hey.
Genocide on the twins inside like the Gemini. One swim, one flies. Opposites. Energized, Sinarov, Adam and Eve, the Ish and the Ishar, the Ki and the Kishar, the Nana and Ishtar, Lilith, Kidman, written. The people of Kushtin worship Nehushtan, the serpent of Bushman. They said Tammuz is the Tov. That's the cross inside the wheel that rolls. Who submits to the will of the Yod? It's too deep, I'ma let it go. Letting go is good. But few questions have endured longer, more traveled, and more perplexing.
Vedic Vape Room. Pre-order now.
Okay, the Merkaba wheel. I control the center of the field like Willie Mays of the Milky Ways. A Kemetic priest telling you what the Stillies say. Before the Greeks led by Achilles' blade. The monad is like stars in the vast. Join the Podcraft.
Join the Podcraft. You gotta say. Join the Podcraft. Is that mine?
That was dope.
Talking to the consciousness. You will not hear any sound effects in it though. It's me. I love the fire in there.
Hey.
Let it go is good. It's always good to let go.
That's right.
Happy birthday once again. Yoshi.
Mm-hmm.
That's Vedic
right.
Vape Room. That's
right.
the Monad.
Mm.
Monad. Dave Flores. That's Dave Flores. He liked that track, so I said, "Up." Shout out Dave
shit.
Flores. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man.
Indeed. Yes. Somebody said priestly, poetic, prophetic. Oh, thank you. Yo, oh man, yo, this is a journey right here. Make sure you get this. It gives me the vibe of I don't know. I like to always change up, switch up, but it's in there. We ready. We ready for this. This is a journey. Go get Killah Priest, Vedic Vape Room.
Links in the description.
Huh?
Links in the
The
description.
links in the description.
That's right.
Eric got the bomb. That's what I like. We're doing
Boom.
We're doing it because the 16th is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We won't be here. We'll be traveling, but still in all, we're gonna be zoomed in. Zoom. Where are you? You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's how that going. That's how that's going.
That's right.
So let's hit him with one more. Let's hit him with another one. We might have to cut it though. Just to say what are you? What do you pick up? Sorry.
You want me to pick one?
I don't know if you know him like that.
No, I remember. I do. You know, I remember them.
Yeah. Whatever. Just something out the woodworks.
Yeah.
Somebody said Heavy Gorilla. Yeah, indeed. The Rockets Nebula.
Man, see, it's crazy because the ones I would choose would be the ones that people already heard, right?
Yeah, man. Come on, that's my joint, man. Eternal Flames.
I'm gonna do Embraced by the Journey.
Spot a joint. Ah, yeah, featuring yours truly. Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, man.
That's Cover Boy too, right? Embraced by the Journey. Let's go.
Hello, Killah Priest. The most primitive, clumsy, but enduring methods of discovery. The will of the silent gods is the simple requirement of sequences of unusual or important events. Now, priests, go back underwater.
Spiritual warrior, brung to the shadow essence, dropped his weapons, then kneeling, healing in front of the candles, battle tested. It manifested, destiny handed his blessings. Did not refuse, it demanded acceptance. Embrace. Now I'm unmasked in the wetlands, floating over ghostly graves, it looks mostly gray. The channels are cold, I move slow as I approach the haze. Stardew, above the moon sleeps. Good night, rain and sleep on the prophet's plains of peace. In these tropics, one hurricane a week. I'm purified by washing. The lightning came in streaks. Gucci slippers in the water. Above, a body swung. Neck hung in the nylon noose. It spent around. Damn, the face looked familiar. Then stared at the lake like a mirror. I became seduced, escorted by the gloom into the forest of the doom. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Farewell while I'm sinking. That's when the wind gusts pick me up, followed by these cool nights on a hollow moon night. The coolness was dim like bedroom string lamps. The stream had steam like the Colorado Springs. Everything was green and damp. Lightning bugs, fairy glitter, and winged ants. It's like I'm in a dream enhanced. But the day mare is near, the cooling down. The sun rays disappear, a faint music sound playing in the background. A shaman says, priest, follow me into here. I'm in school.
Yeah, let's go. Who's in the beginning? Hey, Solo Gems. Solo Gems. You couldn't hear the vocals.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was.
You couldn't tell. Yeah, you couldn't tell. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. If there's a little Easter egg right there, you know, little Easter egg, maybe Solo Gems on there.
Yeah, indeed.
Man, yeah.
Hold on,
No, I gotta choose the one that I felt in.
All right, AD, you get to choose one.
What you got?
All right.
Gucci. Yeah, hold up. Pardon me, y'all. Just getting everything. Yeah. Let me see.
Sri Yantra.
Yeah. Shout out to Just. Shout out to my man Just J. He be going through it too, man. Shout out to Just J in the building. Let's go. Sri Yantra. Gotta look up Sri Yantra. Good.
Yeah. pyramids to Sanskrit, Vedic papers, spoke on beings from Atlantis. So like the incense, smell a nod chopper, people from Harappa, 2000 BCE, they cut and carve and conquer. They taught about the chakras, priests and Dalai Lamas. Far east, they teach about conscious karma. It's called the Indus Valley, inside a temple cloudy. All the yogis writing with the holy men in rallies. The Sri Yantra, geometrical pyramids. The monks study the bee and amber. For months, they walk amongst the trees for answers. To the Buddha, tell them that the key is laughter. Now breathe, allow yourself to be the master. You must receive balance when approaching matters. The Harappan doctrine, cheering tea like Moroccan. The mint leaves and centuries of the knowledge. The Pashupati seals, the yogi remains still. Mahanjo Daro, the one who follows Tamil. Hindus at the
There we go.
Vishnu beans and crystals, Vishnu beans and lentils. Rose homage and curry, bowls, naan and chutney. Rolls to Punjabi a must-see. They stack bricks and brush keys. Siddhartha, Mahabharata. Reaching
Sid
the
Just Jay in the
belief and the teaching of Dharma. Elon, I explained it in Saffron, the rap song. Watch the video, relapse on. Directed by Dave Flores. Burn sage in the forest. They find ancient India without a chorus. Greatest, Vedic.
Stop it. Dave Flores got a shout out up in there. What's up, AD? You seem like you're down today.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
shit.
sharp as hell.
Okay. Shout out to Dave Flores, man. He got a shout out up in it, up on the album, man. Sri Yantra. Geometrical shapes. Yo, this is, I mean, meditation. We talk about all of that. And it's all in one book. You know what I mean? It's all part of a family line. It doesn't matter. It's just pieces and pieces. Just like at a buffet, it's like a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful time to be around, to exist. It takes so much from so many things and add up to make the whole. It's like having all the Dragon Balls, but then you don't turn Super Saiyan till you get all them lined up.
Nah, but yeah, I get your point. Yeah, you don't get the dragon until they all lined up.
Right.
You don't get the
Exactly.
dragon. Yeah.
So you get the dragon when you start lining up. So it's a good time to be around, man. Hip hop 50th anniversary. So this is my tribute. I had to come out. And shout out to Brian Ford. We got the Mystery Channel coming. Come on. So much music, man. Shout out to Fourth Disciple. We have Celestial Grammar coming. Come on. It's a good problem to have when you working, when you in your zone. Slow it down now. When you're in the zone and inspired, and the inspiration has come from y'all, I'll let y'all know. Podcraft is the best inspiration I get. Shout out to Ty Phoenix. That's on the live. The inspiration come from all y'all, and as a collective, and it's just to continue to keep building and being the best of what we can be. You know, and that's what it is. So if each one teach one, and we start talking about things that they're trying, our own government, now the government, and then now we finding out history. You know, never get so settled in one thing that you can't be able to move. You got to be lucid. It's just like Kung Fu. You got to be able to be lucid a little bit, flexible. You know what I mean? Things, you got to be able to know how to maneuver. Be swift. Be swift. That's what knowledge is, wisdom and understanding is being swift. It's know how to talk and then how to stop, listen, observe, be the sponge. You know?
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just little pockets of building points and things of that nature. If you're too stiff, you'll break. I was talking to somebody about why does a person that's drunk get into a car accident more likely to survive? It's because they looses. They're not as tense as a person who's sober. You know, they tense up and their bones begin to break. But the doctor will tell you, or psychology, they got studies on it, that the person that's lucid, that because he's drunk or she's drunk, they have no fear of it. They just flow,
Mm.
and they usually just
Yeah.
they escape with no bruises.
Yeah. You want to bounce off of tackles.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? That's how I take it. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Peace, Yaya. So peace to the Podcraft, Yaya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bouncing off of tackles.
Yeah, same thing. You know, same science. Same science, you know. You wanna be loose, you wanna be flowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Free your mind. Free your mind makes things easier.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Clear it. Filter thoughts. You don't want to clutter your thoughts. You don't want to, you don't want to mess that up by, you know what I mean?
Song about it? Like to hear it? Here it go. Free your mind.
Word.
Hey.
Really? I sent you some stuff.
Yeah.
I sent you some stuff. Hold on. I sent you something.
Man.
On the way. Okay. Yamasi tribe is on the way. Shout out to Yaya for making it turn. I'm colorblind a little bit. But inside is a bunch of colors. I mean, is that blue?
That's true.
Is it blue or green?
That's green.
That's green.
green.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I
green.
mean?
Yeah, it's green. They say most men are colorblind.
Really? Oh.
They say AHDH. It's bullcrap.
ADH.
Yo, so play that for you. I just sent it to you. See what
Isn't that like a type of TV?
Huh?
Mm.
What's it?
HD?
Oh.
Yeah, HD. Yeah, it's backwards, right?
HD.
Say AHDH.
HDMI.
Yeah.
HDMI.
Don't get that HDMI.
Yeah.
A lot of alphabets backwards and
Oh
forward.
damn! I got the HDMI.
Check out your Yeah, go to your
Now what's the
real quick.
name?
Yeah, real quick. I see him up in here. Play that real quick. Let's see what he say. Peace. Come up in here. He said HDA. What do you say? The sound on it?
This video has no sound.
Oh man. Yeah. You can read it though, right? Nah, it's too much to read. All right, so we'll go back to that. It said it's fake. You're right. What if no sound? We have to come back to it, y'all.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, playing with our mind. Chief Seku, ladies and gentlemen. He's in the building right now. Word, this is crazy. This is going to be beautiful. This is going to be a beautiful build. Shout out to Sue. Man, I just want to introduce this brother right here. He's in the 803. We just went out there, man. Brother Seku. He's going to put us on some information that we need to know, and he's from the Yamasi. Aboriginals gonna go crazy. Peace, my brother. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me here. I have to deal with customs, and a part of my customs is real simple. I have to speak my language to you and introduce myself. This was something that indigenous people did when we first came upon friends and people we consider friends and family. Chintamo hitoklo, ane miki siku holam hachita lami yamase hajo, miku yamase yate, impuse repaka hajo, miku tuka siya matla, ane miku yamase yate. Real simple. It is my honor and pleasure as I am Chief Seku Hajo of the Yamasi Indian tribe. I am the blood descendants of two head chiefs of the Seminole people, Arapaka Hajo, also known as Sam Jones, and John Hicks, Tukasia Matla, two of the most mysterious figures who was written out of history. They have points in history, but they was also written out, and you can understand why. So it's my honor and pleasure to be a part of this podcast and to introduce my people.
Oh man, this is going to be beautiful.
What's up? Man,
we welcome with tornadoes of light. We shower you with rain. We rain dance with the light. You know what I mean? So,
Thank you, my family. Thank you so much.
Man, so are you? Tell us where you at. You know.
Currently, I am in South Carolina. For those who don't know, I'm in Allendale County of South Carolina. And
yeah, I saw the 803. I was like,
yes, sir, 803. 803.
The
thing that's so crazy and funny about South Carolina is most people of color don't realize this is the Mecca for Native Americans and Black people.
Right.
This is where a lot of the African people who proclaim to be African was brought to America on the coast of South Carolina.
Right.
However, at the same time, this is also the land that my people protected as the indigenous people of America. We were considered the first Coast Guards. And everything I'll say to you tonight and your audience will be facts. They can look it up, Google it, and find it if they want to. So I'm in South Carolina, which is also where your family's from, which I found out, which was fascinating to me as well.
Yeah.
And I'm in the birthplace for a lot of history of the United States of America.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Man. It's not talked about a lot. It's almost become like a hot topic now, a little bit. Tell us about just the audience so they can become clear with it. What's going on with your tribe and how y'all doing out there? Do you call it tribes or First Nation or anything?
We consider ourselves we the people. We are the first people. And the reason why I say that is because contrary to what movies have taught us, contrary to what history has taught us, and you got to realize history is really limited in what we have been given. But contrary to everything our grandfathers and grandmothers grew up, because most of our grandparents grew up watching the Westerns, right? And in the Westerns, they saw these quote Indian people running around and you know me for the you know me and you today can watch these old Westerns and you can look and say, okay, that's a white man pretending to be an Indian, right?
Right.
But for us as the first people, which we are, we identify ourselves in a way that is not necessarily indigenous, because even the word indigenous, most people think that word is Indian, but that's not where the word Indian comes from. It comes from indigo. And when the colonizers came here, they saw people that were blue-black. They saw people that were in their language, indigo. They were dark-skinned people. And to help people in your audience understand what I'm saying to them is that we have been programmed, which is what television is, television programming, to believe that when we see the first people, when we see people who say we're indigenous and native to this land, that they look a certain type of way. And most of the time, we are looking at people who look mostly Asian. Well, that's because there were a group of Asian people who came over at a certain point in time and came to this land, and they mixed in with the indigenous indigo people.
Right.
And so when you look at these people like the Navajo, the Sioux, the Lakota, you know, you look at these old pictures of them, you see these dark-skinned, Asian, Attic-looking Native Americans that were the first people who now their descendants don't even look nothing like them, but they are the original people.
Right.
My people were the first people that the colonizers came into contact with. And my people were the first ones that made contact with the Europeans and helped them.
Wow.
And this is something that is so monumental, because now what happened is, and I'm trying to make all of it make sense at a point in time.
Yeah.
At one point in time, it was against the law for a person of color to read.
Right.
And the reason why that was because they put everything and they wrote everything out in documents. They put everything out there for people to see. So when we come as the first people and we say, hey, we exist, we as Yamasi, we exist, we've been here, we haven't went anywhere.
Right.
You'll have those people who are ignorant to history, who won't take the time out to read history and research from their fathers, the colonizers, and say, yeah, they did describe these people as dark-skinned Native people. Now, I'm going to go back to what you said. We identify ourselves as we the people for a reason, because today we live in a time where racism does not need to happen. We live in a time now where the government is talking about there's alien beings that they find and all this stuff that's going on. It is more pivotal for us to understand the dynamics of what true Native people were and how we operated than it is to create more separatism and racism. So when we say we the people, we said we the people as a whole, as a collective, as a family of people, no matter what your color was, what your creed was. My people fought for the United States, whites. We fought for the African people. We fought for other indigenous people, regardless of your color, creed, or how you identified yourself. So we see ourselves as we the people.
Very rich with that one. Heavy, man. That's heavy. Man, here's a part that really struck me when you first came on and you spoke in your tongue. Not many, you know the language. That's great. That's so beautiful to hear that coming from you. And how important for us to learn the language? And how long have you
I know you were you born with learning that, or tell us about, how long do you have you known that?
So I grew up around my grandmothers. I was raised by my grandmothers and great grandmothers,
Right.
who always spoke the language to us, but it was little small phrases here and there. We were never overwhelmed with our culture and identity. So each year we have green corn. So every year we would go see Big Mama, right? And we would go to Big Mama, and we would the children would play in their area, and then the uncles would go into ceremony, and the mothers would go into ceremony, and so they would use certain words. A lot of that language was transferred in the churches. So when what they say now, speaking in tongues, a lot of what you hear now with the quote speaking in tongues is gibberish. But what our ancestors would do when they was singing old spiritual hymns, it was done in the language. So a lot of the language was taught to us that way. We didn't have a written language because most Native Americans didn't write. So everything that we had to learn had to be taught from mouth to ear.
Passed down. Wow, that's crazy.
Passed down, correct.
Wow, that's great. Man, that's beautiful. Man, enlighten us more about the Yamasi.
And that's the best part of being chief. So first and foremost, let me address this because I didn't. The language that we speak is Hichiti. It is a lost language, not really spoken by many. Those who do speak it is called the Mikasuki, and they are the closest relatives of the Yamasi. So the Yamasi people was identified and discovered. I like to use that word, my air quotes, by the Europeans in the 1500s. Our name means gentle. Okay, that's what it typically is meant, or that's how it's defined, as gentle. So when they came and met the Yamasi people, we were a conglomerate, or they say confederation of people of color. And when you look at the Department of the Interior's documentation about us, you can Google this. You can look up the Yamasi Negro or Yamasi Black Indians, and you'll go into your Google books and you'll see how they described this, which was of Negro, or we were Negro. And my people, I like to say, Priest, that it is the greatest story never told.
Right.
But when you look at us, our description was uniquely defined as Negro. And what we did was we helped the Europeans, Germans, the French, the Spaniards, and the British settle here in America. We taught them how to survive, what foods to eat, how to hunt. We taught them our war tactics because we were warlike people, of course. We mastered that ability to go to war. But what we did more than anything, we embraced them. And that was taken advantage of. And what happened was throughout the time of our communication with the Europeans, we eventually went to war with them. And the most pivotal war, which isn't talked about, is the Yamasi War of 1715. And it was the most historical and monumental war because it defined America as we have it today. Without the Yamasi War of 1715, there would have been no Seminole War. There would have been the Second Seminole War. None of that would have existed because the Yamasi War was the part of the war that spearheaded the whole thing. And how that came to be was basically in 1707, the Lord Proprietors, which was of the British people, created a statute at large. And that statute at large was saying, hey, you know what? We want to protect these people we call Yamasi, these Negroes who are protecting us from our enemies. So we want to make sure that we allocate them a place in the South Carolina coast that would allow them to be able to survive, thrive, and that other colonists, because they knew what was going on and we didn't, will never be able to impede or hinder them. So they created this statute at large in 1707 for the betterment and settlement of the militia, is the way they like to say it. And we were considered their militia, the first Coast Guards. What happened was, of course, you got to realize the history of the colonizers, which is they bought vagabonds, they bought the prisoners, they bought all the people over they didn't want in their old world over to the new world. They used these people in order to colonize the world because, of course, you got your aristocrats and the rich people who would not come over here and fight a war or battle because that's what's beyond them, that was below them. So they bought all these vagabonds, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. They would come and they violated the, quote, treaty that and statute at large that their Lord Proprietors had put in place. And it happened so many times because here's what would happen. As they bought over the African people from Africa and put them in slavery, because the Yamasi looked so much like the Negroes they was bringing over, the colonizers would come and raid our villages as the men went out and hunted and traded, because we would trade deer pelts and beaver pelts and things like that. They would come in while the men were out, the warriors were out hunting to create that trade, and they would take our women, elders, and children and put them in slavery. And we would come back as warriors after being on a hunting party to, of course, trade for guns and different things that they had and find our families gone. And they would do it under the pretense that, okay, while he's gone, he owes me money. So we was taking too long for this to happen. Oftentimes, it wasn't even about us taking too long. It was just the greed of these vagabonds and criminals that they brought over here, and them taking advantage of things that they knew that our mothers or grandmothers knew was going on. And so what they did was they was putting so many of our people into slavery that it became overwhelming for our people. So all the head men came together and said, enough is enough. And we systematically set up a scenario where our Indian agent came and sat down with us, and we wanted to hear what they had to say. And he did what typical people do when they're taking advantage of you. He went and making all these promises and was saying, hey, we need you to do this and X, Y, Z. And it was everything that our men didn't want to hear. But what our people did have was the foresight to understand what they were doing, which was they did not want our people to have enough land that a turkey can fly over. Now, for anyone who's not a hunter or don't even know anything about animals, turkeys don't fly very far. And so our ancestors understood that the eventual goal was to take everything from us. So we went to war. And in 1750, we went to war, and we went to what they call now Charleston. Back then it was called Charlestown. And we killed every person that was of European descent that we could. Matter of fact, we killed so many people at that time. They called it the bloodiest war since King Philip. So the Yamasi War became in effect. And what they did was they did it very well. The pen is mightier than the sword. So what they did was wrote us out. They couldn't beat us. So they wrote us out of existence. And the reason why they did that was because they still had investors that was funding the colonization of America. And it became easier to write us out, change our names, versus saying they defeated us. So we no longer became known as Yamasi. We became known as Creeks, which most of our people lived next to creeks. That's where water was. That was a source. That was life. And we became known as Creeks. Then we became known later on, the Spanish word was Cimarron, which with the Spanish root word is runaways, wild ones, okay? And so our name started changing over the centuries, but the war never stopped, hence the Seminole Wars 1 and 2. And I apologize, let me, because you may have questions. Is there any question you have for me? So I apologize.
No, you going right in. As you go on, I'm building up the questions in my mind. Turn this into a conversation because it's heavy what you're saying, and a lot of this history I never even heard of. You know what I mean?
No,
I heard a little bit,
and you wasn't supposed to hear of it. You know what I mean? That was the whole thing because it gets so deep because
that's what we like to do.
What we have is a situation where those who choose to be ignorant want to overlook history. Those who choose to want to say we are only supposed to be as great as they describe us don't want the truth to be told. But everything that I'll say tonight, you can Google, you can YouTube it, you can find all this information out, because now what we have is technology that allows us the ability to be able to go into those conversation pieces, look up history, and it's not about what Chief Seku is saying. It's now about your forefathers and your colonizers are saying. Right. So what happened again was we became no longer the Yamasi the Fierce, which, let me say this as well. We were so large and we are so old that we are described by the Catawba as their ancient people. We're described by the Cherokee as their ancient people. Wow. And they would not go to war with us. There were certain factions of the Catawba that would not go to war with us, like the Conjurer, because he said, these are our ancient people. And when you start saying the word ancient and you start using the description Negroes, you start using those who was here before, the Western Plains Indians, and you start using this, you start getting a Pandora's box that don't want to be opened. And that's one of the things that we've come to understand, that the minute that a lot of us understand, because they've never been able to substantiate the amount of African-American people coming over on slave ships. Think about this. The slave ship that they propose that all these millions of African Americans came over on was no bigger than mostly a mobile home.
What?
These slave ships aren't big. See, I'm from Tampa, Florida. I was born on Davis Island. And when they have these Spanish ships out there in Harbor Island that they use for Gasparilla every year, and they'll show you the size of the ships that was coming over here to the America. These ships couldn't house more than 50 to 100 people on them.
Wow.
Now you multiply that times the hundreds of millions of people they claim came over in these ships.
That's right.
Now also take the fact that you're talking about the ocean, right? The ocean, how easy it is to capsize and all the things and the food that you would need to be able to sustain those people to come over. What they did was, and this is documented, they took a lot of the Native American people here and they put them in slavery because we looked like the African people they was bringing over. And it was easy to falsify and write documents because I can't dispute something if I can't read what you're disputing. I can't dispute something if I don't speak the language that you speak. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And contrary to what everyone believe, Native people didn't live in these large cities and villages where there was 1,000 of us sitting there and they just came in and started raiding us. No, get past that movie stuff. We lived in small, petite villages, like little 5 or 6 huts with families. And so it was easy for them to raid these villages when you got 20, 30 men armed with guns and take our women into slavery, right? Yeah. So it's so much. And like I said, it's the greatest story never told. But one of the things now that holds true is it's not about what I say. Everything I say can be researched. Everything I say can be validated. And one of the things that I had to do as a chief was allow my bloodline to be put out there and allow the archaeologists, the genealogists to come in and interview us. I allowed the federal government to come in because you think about it, you know what I mean? I look black, even though we know this is the original color of the red man. This is red.
Right.
Not that pale washed out color that we see now. This is red. This is copper tone.
Right.
But I had to put my bloodline out there so that people could understand who we was. And I had to say, this is who I'm related to, and this is who I'm from, and this is where my people was from. And then once the archaeologists said, yeah, that's them, that's the Yamasi, once they start putting me in the history book, because that's something most people don't even realize. I am the first person of color that is literally in the South Carolina history book that children read about and they see. That's monumental because I'm still alive.
Right.
I'm not passed on or been murdered or assassinated like the rest of the leaders who have been. I'm still alive. And so we have had so many accomplishments and we have had so much to go on, but there is nothing that I'm saying to you that cannot be researched, validated, and shown to be true through historical documents. And I'll go back again. It was once against the law for people of color to read.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, that is, no, we know that.
Yeah, that's deep.
We know that. And then that's why it's so heavy now, because with all this information now, I like the technology now because you can look up so much things. And the way my mind works is like, yeah, I want to look that up. And I was always thinking about a lot of things wasn't so clear in slavery. Like what happened on Friday night. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like Friday night, if someone's living in your house, you know, don't you become attached? You know, I had a couple of questions about the natives that were around during that time. Chinese also. There was a couple of people. So yeah, this is a great conversation. Make sure y'all hit that like, and if y'all got any questions for the chief, and he's a chief. This is what's heavy about
Actual blood descendant chief. That's correct.
Man.
Much respect.
This ain't no just sitting around a campfire. He just is a cat that's telling the story. So this is heavy right now.
And like I said, Priest, there is so much to it. You know what I mean? My biggest dilemma be trying to share the story in as much time as allotted to me. I do an event every year at St. Augustine where the state of Florida brings me down and they bring me a part of what they call Fort Mose, and the Fort Mose Historical Society brings me in to share the story. And in that, what happens is we wind up sharing and revealing to people things that they didn't know. Our people were a part of the Underground Railroad. Who doesn't know about the Underground Railroad? But when you hear about it, you only hear about Harriet Tubman.
Right. Yeah.
Well, Harriet Tubman took Native American trails to free the slaves. And she didn't free them alone. And this is historically documented. My tribe, the Yamasi people, helped free the slaves. We helped free the Gullah people. You see, that's a part of the story that's never been told, but it's in history. You can find it. I can't make this up. You can literally find it. But it's a part of the narrative that hasn't been told, because when you Google and research the Yamasi again, it always boils back to being identified as Negroes. Now you have to explain there were Native American people, Indians that look like Negroes that you put into slavery. Now you have to explain the historical narratives that no one else knew. Now it makes sense to people who are saying, my grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee, and I'm having these conversations and narratives with people that says their ancestors were full-blooded, right? So much of this information has been hidden and taken away from people. And the crazy part about all of it is, Priest, before I became chief, I was in the music industry, because tribes love music. This is a part of our heritage. And I've been in the music industry 30 years. And so when my elders tapped me and said, hey, it's your time, because we need a blood descendant to come forth, I had to just choose between the music industry or my heritage. I had to choose between being a ghostwriter for Dr. Dre or Eminem, or being in history and leaving a legacy for by people who, you understand what I'm saying? Made history. And so it was a hard choice.
That part about being a ghostwriter, are you serious? You were a ghostwriter?
They're serious. They're serious. I'm a part of a group, and I helped found a group called The Peacemakers, THAPIECEMAKERZ.
Right.
My adopted brother Sly Piper and I created that. Sly still works with Dr. Dre right now.
Yeah.
And he wrote most of Snoop's last album, the gospel album that Snoop did. And so, yes, I am a part of the Peacemakers and a songwriter. Currently working on a project with a crypto company called the Monkeys Token, which is a humanitarian token that is trying to do something different for once. And they're trying to help heal people. But yes, I'm a musician. Been that for 30 years of my life before I became chief. And proud to say that, I understand the dynamics of music and what music does, because music heals people.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Natives have always been associated with music.
That's a fact.
Right. I heard James Brown had he was like part of Apache or something, right? You can look at his facial features and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Which we still doubt, because Southeast Indians and tribes typically are all considered creeps. So there is, and you look at the dynamics of this, the Western Plains Indians and the Midwest Indians look completely different than the Southeast Indians in their description and history. So most of the Southeast Indians who are over here, which is crazy, because most of the people who identify, if you ask a person that of color, a black person, I hate to use that word, but a black person or African American, if they have Indian heritage, they always say, yeah, I'm either Blackfoot. Why? Because Blackfoot is the easy go-to, Blackfeet, or I'm Cherokee, right?
Right.
But the Cherokee was a go-to for native tribes, because the Cherokees had an arrangement with the Europeans at that time, which safeguarded you. So what we know to be a fact is all this was Creek. This was Upper and Lower Yamasi, which later became Upper and Lower Creek, which then became transferred over to Upper and Lower Cherokee. So when the war came out and we seen where our people were being put into slavery if they identified as Yamasi or Creek, our mothers were smart enough to start saying, well, I'm Cherokee, because the Cherokee had a working arrangement with the Europeans at that time, and they was protected as one of the 5 civilized tribes. But when you do your research and you look at the history behind it, and all, go ahead.
Yeah, you see that? The 5 civilized tribes. Who made that? Like, who stepped up and said, okay.
Well, the Europeans did.
Right.
The Europeans did. And the reason why it was created was because in our tribe, we had the red sticks, we had the white sticks. The white sticks were those who sided with the Europeans and what they was trying to do. They felt there was no hope, it was eventual, and we're going to side with the Europeans. Then you had the red sticks. The red sticks were like, we're not doing this. We're not going to do this, because these are the same people that we taught how to survive. These are the same people we protected. These are the same people we called friends and family. We're not going to give them anything at this point, because you're trying to take everything that we have, which to Native people, we had nothing. We owned nothing. That was one of the thought processes behind Native people, that I can't own land. So we didn't understand that concept of owning land that we're now giving you rights to. So the Red Sticks decided that we're going to fight. We're going to fight because Creator put us here all to enjoy this land. Creator put us here all to be brothers and sisters. And how dare you take someone, because even though there's a history of the Yamasi people and Seminole people putting people in slavery. Our version of slavery wasn't the same as theirs. We went to war. Our clans are in war. We don't agree. Killah Priest clan and Chief Seku's clan, we don't agree right now. That's we go, we bump heads, we fight, we hash it out, we throw them hands. At the end of the day, y'all come on. Y'all come on home. We good. You know what I mean? You know, you're here. But their version of slavery was ownership. Their version of slavery was in servitude where you didn't have rights. We no longer could roam and be nomads. And that's what created that war and that created that separation. When we understood, when our people, the Red Sticks, understood what was really happening, what was going on, we understood that if we did not fight, there would be no us, that our children would have no future. And Native people always understood my future relations, my future generations. If I die tomorrow, my children don't stand a chance. And it got to the point when, and I want people to really understand the dynamics of why we was written out of history. These people would take our children, newborn babies, they would tie them around their neck with ropes and tie them off on a branch or a stake in the ground, sit them next to rivers and creeks, and allow our baby to be used as gator bait.
Wow.
See, that's facts.
Wow.
That is facts. And you only do that to people you don't respect as human beings.
Right.
They did something and they tried to embellish their religion on us, and our people would not accept it. You wanted us to believe that you were a part and represented a God that was all loving. Yet you did the things you did, and we couldn't comprehend that. We couldn't understand, how could a loving God allow you to use babies and our children for gator bait? How could a loving God allow you to sit here? And we understood sex, we understood how they work, but to take another man and make him a female.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm saying it with respect in a way that we can.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, exactly.
So
you're talking about back then or now? Because
back then. Gotcha. Contrary to what people believe,
I got you.
We as Native people now accept two-spirited people, but that was not a Native American concept.
Right.
That was never. It cannot be proven that there was a homosexuality, anything like that, amongst Native men in those times. There's not one document that says that. There's no proof to that. This was something that they brought to our people, and these are all the things that angered us. You know what I mean? And again, whatever your sexual preferences or your lifestyle, we respect that and I choose that. So there's not. I'm not trying to bash anyone who identify however they identify, but I'm saying the historical facts. This was not a part of our culture. Right. And again, this was not just about that. This was about taking our babies, taking our future, taking our people, and not giving us a chance to survive and do what we did for you, which is help you survive.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So the reason why people don't know of the Yamasi was because we were the most painstakingly problem in history. The reason why people don't know about Yamasi, because this is a part of the, quote, Black history that has been untold. And again, there is nothing I'm saying that you cannot Google or research yourself. That's the best part about my job now. You don't have to like me. You don't have to believe me. You can be Native. You can identify with any tribe you want. There's going to be people who say these are people that's pretending and they're stealing a culture and they're robbing indigenous. They're going to say that, right? But here's what I say to you. If we are identified as Negro, how can I pretend to be a Negro?
Right.
I'll wait for it.
Facts.
How do I pretend to be a Negro?
That's right.
That's how the Yamasi was identified. We wasn't identified no other way except for dark-skinned, woolly-haired Negroes. So how do I pretend to be something my ancestors was identified? Now let the racism start. Let the ignorance start. Let those who choose to overlook the facts start with their racism that they were taught by the same people that they use in their arguments when they go get fairly recognized. Let the same people do exactly what the colonizers and those who conquered them claim happened to them. I love when the conversation comes with people who don't look like us, who say that we don't look like them,
right,
and say they're pretendians. I love it because I'll say I can prove what my ancestors look like. Do you look like yours? I can pull up pictures of Geronimo, crazy horse. I can pull them up and see how dark skinned they were. You don't look nothing like your ancestors. But because we've been so taught and programmed by society to believe, which is where we're at now today. The separation that humanity has is our problem. The separation that we're all on the same planet, feet touching the same ground, going through the same issues, having the same problems, yet we still have a problem with each other, is where we are today. This ain't something new. This is something that has been happening for centuries now. So until we get past the colorism, until we start looking at history and understanding that this has all been set in stone and programmed for us to be against each other, will we eventually become better people? Until we get past that, the world's going to be the same. Until we get past that. And maybe the only thing that will happen, that will allow that to happen, is the aliens. Right? A greater threat than ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so I apologize. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're right.
So one question I did have, Chief, and you look pretty familiar. Were you in the movies Hidden Colors with Tariq Nasheed?
No, actually, the brother contacted me to be in it. I didn't get a chance to get in contact with him to be a part of it. I don't know if he used my images or anything like that, but I have been in several documentaries. One was By Any Other Name. I've been on the PBS documentary called The Secrets of the Dead, La Florida. So if people want to see me, you know, and again, PBS do their due diligence. They look you up. They make sure that you are legitimately who you are. But I've been in several documentaries, and I'll be in a movie soon. I can't say what the name is because of the whole NDA thing, but I'll be in a movie. But I'm also, like I said, I'm in the history book.
Yeah.
So if I look familiar, it's probably because you've probably seen one of those things that I've been a part of.
Definitely.
Could you tell us, like, where are most of the Yamasis located?
Well, we are spanned out. We are everywhere, to be honest with you. But our primary states was Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. Well, we have Yamasi in Louisiana. We have Yamasi in New York. We have Yamasi in California.
Right.
A lot of our people are coming home. So one of the things that we're coming to understand is, as the awakening happens and people are starting to do that research and say, well, Grandmama did say she was full-blooded Indian, they're now trying to find who their people are. And I'll say this to you again, we had the largest confederation. Matter of fact, we're the only tribe who had well over 200 towns and villages between North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. And that's a light number, but those were the most predominant numbers. So we had an upper and lower kingdom called Pocatalico in our language, and Salkehatchie. So there was an upper and lower region that we spanned. So to answer your question, we are pretty much everywhere. And the more we understand, people are doing their research and finding out their ancestors and where they're from. We're now understanding, and why I said to you, why South Carolina was the Mecca for Native American people and blacks.
Wow. Could you tell us about the connection of the Yamasis and the Tuscarora?
The Tuscarora.
Yeah, Tuscarora.
The Tuscarora.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
One
One of the things that we try to share people with is, again, when I went back to, you said, what do we call ourselves? Which is We the People.
Right.
These names that we are going by were names that the Europeans gave us. Right. The Yamasi name is the only name that predates all of the other names. Okay. And I'm not just saying that because I am the Yamasi chief. The Yamasi name has been spelled in many different derivatives. However, when you look at the Appalachia, which there's mountains called the Appalachians, when you look at the Tuscarora, when you look at the Wali, which is the Guayao people, before these names existed, there were the Yamasi. So a lot of the names that people are going by and tribes are going by, which akin, you gotta deal with the whole too many chiefs, not enough Indians. People try their best to shun historical narratives because it's more advantageous for us to be separated than it is to be together.
Right.
However, when you look at the word the Creeks, right, and you look at the word the Seminoles, these are words that, if you go to the Seminole website right now, I dare anyone, while you got on your laptop, go to the Seminole website and look at semtribe.com and go to their FAQs. And when you go to their FAQs,
you want us to do that right now?
Yes, please do that right now, because one thing I don't like to do is say something that can't be proven.
Right.
When you look at their FAQs and you go to where did the Seminole tribe come from? And I'm using this as an example to answer your question about the Tuscarora. Where did the Seminole tribe come from? Or how long have they been there? They will tell you that the Seminole tribe did not come here. We've always been here. And we've been known as, and they will run the names down, Yuchi, Yamasi, Tequesta, Appalachian. They'll run down all the names of the tribes that supposedly make up the Seminole nation and tribe. Because people don't understand, there was no Seminole tribe. There was no Seminole tribe. What happens now is when you go to a Seminole person or a man or woman and you say, what tribe are you from? They won't tell you what tribe. They say, well, I'm Seminole. Well, no, I get your Seminole. That's the modern day name. What tribe did you come from in the Seminoles? They'll say, my clan is the Bird Clan. Well, no, we're not talking about your clan. We're talking about what tribe. So even within the Seminoles and these different tribes, there is those who are astute enough to know that they came from a core family. They came from a core tribe, but the people aren't being educated to this, so they have no reference to who they are. So they will say Appalachian, Tequesta, Seminole. They'll say Creek, but even within the name, the Creek Nation, the Muskogee Creek Nation, right? There's a book that I recommend everybody read called The Invention of the Creek Nation. I should say less even saying that. Wow. I shouldn't have to say anything other than what I just said, but I'll go and say more.
All right.
In The Invention of the Creek Nation, it tells you that the word Creek was invented for the purpose of land acquisition because they couldn't beat the Yamasi. And when I went to the 300th anniversary in St. Augustine, and I sat with the archaeologists and the genealogists and people like that, and a question was asked by one of the patrons there, well, what's the difference between the Creeks and the Yamasi? He said, well, there was none. They just wrote us out of existence.
Right.
So the Tequesta and these different tribes, we're all the same people. We didn't name ourselves this. Even when it comes to the Hichiti, the language that I spoke to you, the Hichiti people, that meant upstream. That just meant upstream. That was a language used, a word. When they learned our language, they start identifying us based on the language that we taught them. You see? So even when you are dealing with, and which is a whole nother conversation we can have, but even when it comes to the Muskogee Creek people, they don't even speak the original language. They're speaking the language of contract. The Muskogee language is a language of contract. That's the language we spoke with multiple tribes when we came together to trade.
Educate.
We can do this all day.
Educate, my brother. We got a couple of super chats. We have Rasul Allah who in the building. Shout out we see you up there.
Peace, Chief. You know, it's been a long time coming.
Yes, sir.
That bring you on the show. I've been trying to get you on the show probably for like a year, 2 years now.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. You work diligently.
It's a blessing for Killah Priest because, you know, Priest is from South Carolina, you know?
I know. I found that out recently. Yeah, like family.
I'm from the Carolinas too.
Okay, when I saw 803, I'm sorry to cut you off, Chief. When I saw 803, I was like, oh, wow, that's right. That's my whole family out there. You know what I mean?
I'm waiting to dig into your genealogy, brother. I promise you I am.
Man. You grew up there too.
Right, Columbia, South Carolina.
So we all Columbia over here.
Yep.
Colombian. AD is Colombian. That's how
one of the things that I operate very well on, and I'll let you know, I'm great with the questions because the questions motivate me. I have so much information, and one of the things that I'll tell you that I'll say to anybody, whether you identify as Native American or African American or Black or Spanish, Hispanic, that knowledge is power. And one of the things that I found out was the reason why information, it was against the law for us to read was because of all the information that was put out there. And the thing that I understood as Chief, once I started reading, was the pieces of the puzzle that started coming together and forming. I started seeing the big picture. And I was like, oh, wow, this is deep. This is really deep. You know what I mean? And when I say deep, it got to the point where I understood the dynamics of why we are where we are today, why we are now battling with each other, because the tribal communion was always for us to work as a family. Killah Priest moving his family to the village 2 acres away. We would all come as a family and build your hut, your chiki in our language. We would all make it happen in several hours. And we have everything that your family need as a unit to make it happen. So as long as we stay separated, as long as we keep seeking approval, as long as we keep wanting someone to accept us, we will always be separated because we've been taught I. We all grew up hearing it takes a tribe, a village to raise a
child.
Nation.
Yeah.
Always back, Chuck D.
Whatever words you want to use, there's more than I.
That's right. That's right.
But now we live in a world where we don't even get together as family. We used to get together at mama house and have Sunday dinners.
That's right. We live in a world, you know what they said, there's no I in team?
Right.
They found the I in team. This is the world we live in. I'm like, oh my God,
that's the world we live in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the world we live in. You know, and so now the thing amongst native tribe, and this is not just what the Yamasi is going through. As I visit the Seminole tribe, as I visit the Catawba, as I visit the Lakota or anybody, we're losing heritage. Now it's no longer about what the Yamasi lost. It's about the native people losing as a whole, because our children no longer want to identify with something that seems rudimentary, country, backdoor, and out of place to the society we live in. However, without that connection, you lose your identity as a whole. You no longer can proclaim to be anything if you don't connect with your roots, your heritage. What makes us who we are as Yamasi is not about me claiming that I am, but me continuing to teach the traditions and cultural practices of my people. And my children taking that on. My children have mohawks. My children wear their hair in mohawks, and they have to deal with what the other children don't have to deal with, which is a different and unique identity. But again, it goes back to I don't want to look that way. I don't want to be a part of that. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know who I am. Why? Because you're trying to be something that you are not. You're trying to identify with something that is not tribal and cultural. It's one of the things that I try to tell people who identify as African Americans. You claim to be African American, but what is African about you? What cultural practices do you have? Can't say collard greens and cornbread. That was a Native American thing. There was no corn. That was bought over. So what is African about yourself? And why haven't you had to prove that you are African? Why isn't it not considered cultural appropriation by you claiming to be something you can't prove you are? You see? Because when I have speeches and I do these events, I'll ask by a show of hands, how many of you had a grandmother that identified as full-blooded Indian? And 90% of the audience will raise their hand up. And then I'll turn around and say, how many of you consider yourself African American? Those same 90% will stick their hand up.
That's a good point.
Tribes.
It's going
Tribes
down.
are based on the matrilineal society. The woman carries the baby.
You know, I don't know. Do you think I'm a Yamasi? My family comes from North Carolina.
First and foremost, what I'm not gonna let you do is say Yamasi. I'm gonna teach you the language now. Yamasi. Yamasi. So and the reason why I say that is because in our language, our A's are pronounced like father. Yamasi. Yamasi. And so, one of the things that is very important is when we speak a language, we give prevalence to it, and we can't call our ancestors if we ain't saying the right name. So there is a strong possibility that you are Yamasi.
Yeah, stick your head a little closer to the mic, to the film, so we can see. So you got some Yamasi up in there.
That's funny. But no,
Priest and Chief, Mike was trying to. I did get the application. I was kind of curious to see if my genealogy came out. Maybe we can figure that out. I can still fill out the application because I did.
Let me ask you this. Let me help you with this. Let me help you with this real quick. I'll ask you in the search that most of us as whites, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, because you got to realize that the Yamasi doesn't span with just people who identify as blacks. A lot of our people were taken to the West Indies. And when I say that, most of the time people see a island, but the West Indies, entails, Puerto Rico, Dominica. There's a slew
Caribbean.
Of different, the Caribbeans as a whole.
Yeah.
And a lot of our people, and when you look at the history books, you'll see that they said we took the Yamasi to the West Indies.
Right.
Personally, that says that there was a lot of Yamasi for you to take us to the West Indies. You didn't say we took them to Puerto Rico or Cuba. You said the West Indies.
Right.
Part two of that conversation is that a lot of who we are and what we are lies within what we found within our bloodline. So as we search for our indigenous bloodline, have you searched for your African bloodline? Because what happens with the African side of you is they had ship rolls, they had stock, right? And most people who find themselves to be African American from Africa, they can go from their grandmother, their grandfather, all the way back to the slave ship. They can find them on the rolls. Those of us who cannot is because our parents was never, or grandparents was never on the ship.
Right. Oh, that's it. Right.
So simplify your search. Simplify the search. Don't start with, let me look for an Indian ancestor.
Right.
Because you got to realize all these terminology like mulatto. Look up the word mulatto. Research the history of mulatto and see what it means.
Yeah, I did do research on that, and it came to is a Semitic word. Semitic word mean moled, right? The Arabic Semitic word meaning moled, and moled means like a new birth of something, correct?
New birth of what? Because most people categorize that and use that as a mixture of whites and blacks.
Right. A mixture of like Caucasian and you know what I'm saying, and an African person, which would create a moled, a mulatto, right? And that word, if I'm correct, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It would mean a new birth, the new birth of a being, like a new birth of, because a mulatto person could claim white too. They actually can.
Yeah.
And still look more African, but they could claim that part of their, you know what I'm saying? They could do that.
But see, here's the problem that we have, right? Science has already proven that, let's go back again. And I like to use this analogy because it's the best analogy I can give. We were all raised up in school learning that the world was one landmass called Pangea.
Right.
Now, only the ignorant will deny what I'm going to say. And in Pangea, one landmass, they made us believe that the African people, when the earth started separating, all ran to Africa. And all the Asian people all ran to Asia. And all the white people all ran to Europe. We all just, you know what, we're going to stick together as white people and we're going to run over here to Europe. And as Africans, we're going to run over here to Africa.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Just come on. Also, what they did was every culture, every time you watch the Discovery Channel and they go into these third world countries and they go into Belize and they go into South America and they go into these different places, every Aboriginal, indigenous person is always of color.
Right.
Every place you go.
Man.
Right.
That alone tells us everything. But when they said to us that we all came from one woman who was likely to be African and dark-skinned, wide nose, the conversation should be over from there. That's why we say we the people. The conversation should be done from that point. When they start doing DNA tests and they start showing you the whitest of white men coming back with African bloodline and them losing their minds and killing themselves, we should have known right there.
Right.
That every title that we wear is just that. Which is why, again, as Yamasi, we push we the people. We the family. No matter what you believe in, if you believe in God, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in whomever, as your father, then you got to know that we're all sisters and brothers. That is the message that everyone gets when I speak at any event. That at the end of the day, don't let my skin tone and color fool you. I'm going to allow you to know who I am. I'm going to allow you to know the story of my people, because that is my job and my duty to my ancestors who gave their lives for me to be here. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give you what they gave everyone else. Unity.
Yes.
Unity. So even if you can't find yourselves to be Yamasi,
beautiful.
Even if you can't find your indigenous status, you're still my brother. I'm still going to treat you with honor and respect. I'm still going to protect you and your family, because if we are all out in an event, if we're all a part of a social function. And Killah Priest's children there, and the whole Cruz family there, we ain't got to know one of our children. We ain't got to speak to not one of these children. If there's immediate danger, every man there is going to give their lives for them babies first. And if the men fail, the women are going to be next in line to protect them babies. So what else matters at that point in time?
Powerful and real. Come on.
Yeah. I got a question for you, Chief. So from a warrior standpoint, is there any relation between the Yamasi and the Comanches at any point in history?
I have not found any connection to the Yamasi and the Comanche. However, I will say that we as Yamasi were nomads. We traveled. The belief that what we do now, you get you a flat somewhere, you live there, you get you a mansion in California, depending on where you're living at, you get you a little spot in Hollywood or Malibu, we live there, and we may have a little house over here. That's what the Yamasi did. We were nomads. Most Native American people were nomadic because we understood the dynamics of if we stay to a certain place and we grow and we have children, we will diminish the animals, the plant life. So what we did was we lived there for seasons. It is virtually impossible in my mind's eye, and I could be wrong, where we all did not meet as Yamasi, Comanche, Apache, Lakota.
Okay. Yeah.
It's almost impossible to me to even believe or fathom that there is no point in time that we met. However, what I will say again to you is, this is a YouTube lookup, guys, and I put this challenge out on our Instagram page a while ago, and someone proved me right. There is a YouTube video that's out, that was put out, that's been quietly pushed back, where they talk about the first people, and they say yes, and they show the Native American, modern day Native Americans today, they're dancing and they're in powwow, they're doing their thing and they're dancing. They say, yes, these are supposed to be the first Native people, these are the First Nation people, and blah, 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 blah. And they say, well, no, that's not correct. And then they start talking about how they dissected, they found some of the oldest bones in America, and how this particular bones that they found was that of a Nubian featured person. But then they also talk about that mixture between the Asiatic Mongoloids that came over from Siberia, because that's given, right? That's a given. We all know that the Native Americans, whoever did their research, know that the Native Americans came from Siberia, right? And they came over through the continental land drift, and then they mixed in with a group of people, which gave them their dark skin, high cheekbone, slanted eyes. I'm not making this up. Please don't hate me. Y'all don't be too mad at me. This is facts. Look it up. So to say that we all did not at some point in time to meet would be, to me, implausible, but I cannot definitively say that we met with the Comanche.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Beautiful. We got some super chat questions. I saw one from the Brown Buffalo in the building. Shout out to Min Capera too. He left a message. I forgot when you pull it up. Get the electric joint. Oh man, this is beautiful. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe now. You know, let them know that the Chief Seku. Man, brother, you are dropping some beautiful, and you know what's beautiful about this conversation is that it's about love at the end of the day. If you bringing everybody, because everybody always think that we don't have peace within ourselves. And it seems like, you know, the intelligence that's coming from you, I get a sense of peace. And that's very important by knowing your heritage, who you are.
Right. The sense of peace that you get in me is because as a man, and men will understand this, I've done what most men want to do in their lives. I've experienced what most men want to experience. You all know that, okay, we meet celebrities. I've been a part of that whole aspect. I drive a nice car, everything on my own merit. I don't ask my tribe for anything. My tribe doesn't take care of me. I take care of myself. I have a sense of peace because I understand the dynamics of my family, my children. I have to leave my babies, my legacies, something they won't get from nobody else. I have to raise my children now to be in a world where I can make them predators or prey. So I have to find that fine-tuned line where they're not predators or prey. I'm peaceful because that's the world that I want to leave my children. That we only harm when we have to. We only defend ourselves when we're forced to. That we don't initiate, we don't create an issue. We become the preventative measure. And if we can walk away from something, we shall. Because I don't want them to have firstly, financial issues or worry about where they're going to lay their head. They don't have that to worry about because we're going to live on a reservation. It's not taxed. They don't have to worry about what the police are going to do to them or they're going to kill them because we have a working relationship with the United States government. We have a working relationship with the county that we're in and law enforcement. So the peace that you hear in me and that unity is because I want everyone to experience that. We've done things that has never been done before, but we don't broadcast it either.
Right.
We don't broadcast it because we understand the dynamics of what niggas do. Excuse me, I don't know if I can say that word here, but what niggas do and what people do who are envious of you.
Right.
They won't create unity. That's the thing that I try to tell people as you follow these so-called leaders, when you follow these people who are promising you freedom, I will say to you this, a person who is a leader is not a leader at all. As a chief, I am a servant. I am the voice of my people. I go take and I fall on the sword. When I go before the Congress, which I have, when I go before the South Carolina Senate, which I have, when I go and I get on TV, which I have, I'm representing my people. When my people say, Chief, this is what we want you to deal with. This is what we want you to handle. This is what you want you to say. That is me saying, I'm taking the fall for my people. I'm not dictating anything. I'm the voice of my people. I'm the servant of my people. I don't ask my people to go out here and shovel horse poop, and I ain't shovel it first because when I'm asking them, my feet is in the poop first.
That's right.
My tribe will tell you that. So, the peace that you hear in me is the peace of I have nothing to prove to anyone.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I have nothing I want from anyone.
That's right.
I'm living my best life now, being able to educate people over things they've never heard before or waking them up to information they never had before because their lives is filled with trying to survive. So I understand the dynamics of just what survival is. I had a conversation earlier with someone today about you can't respect or really appreciate what you achieve if you've never struggled.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, you see what I'm saying? If it's given to you, you can't appreciate it because it's given to you. But when you struggle first, you appreciate what you got, and then you become the voice for someone else to say, hey, been there, done that. Let me express to you what happens. This will get past, this will get by as well. So one of the things that I am as a chief is I don't take advantage of my people. I'm not charging people thousands of dollars to join our tribe because you're black. I'm not offering you freedom in a way where you won't have to pay tickets and all this other mess that's going on because, again, that's their mess. What I am saying to my people is when the lights get turned off, you got a home. You got a place to come. I sit down and I sit with senators. I sit with law enforcement. I sit with the Department of Justice, have a working relationship with the Department of Justice, working relationship with the federal government, working relationship with Homeland Security, working relationship with the Joint Terrorism Task Force, working relationship with the Sheriff Department, because we're not trying to take anything away from them. We're just saying, allow me to be able to take care of my babies. That's the least you owe us, to allow us to be able to take care of our babies. You know who we are. You know what we're about. And we want to help the community. We're not trying to take anything away from you. We want to be a part of the community because most of these people we're related to. Why am I going to take something away from people that I'm related to, extended or distant? Why am I going to take away something from people I consider my brothers and sisters if I identify the creator as my father or mother or however I want to identify it? But if we're all from the same creator, why would I look like taking away something from you?
That's right. That's right.
And if someone ain't saying that to you, those are the people you run from. If someone has something negative to say about someone else, those are the people you run from. Because we came from a time where, quote, Black power, when our ancestors was like, it was all about uplifting people of color. Indian, Black, anybody who was a minority going through something. Right? This is why I joined the project with the monkey tokens. Monkey Man, them, these guys, you know what I mean? Because they're talking about humanity.
Right.
This is why I deal with people like Killah Priest, Rasul. I deal with these people who talk unity because as a family, we can grow. As a family, we can build whatever we want. We don't need nothing. Imagine 100,000 of us all giving $1 to a cause. That's $100,000. We all gave it 1 month. I ain't asking you to neglect your light bills. I'm not asking you to take away from your family. I'm asking for $1 for us.
That's right.
See, the economic part of it is dynamic. However, it's not about the economics for me. It's about the unity. I apologize. Y'all don't get me started.
Man.
No, you doing good.
Going
I
in.
respect you a lot, Chief. That's real. You know what I mean? I've always said peace is the main thing in this world that we're lacking right now. And it's too materialistic nowadays. And I think it's much more stronger to build peace and Damn the word.
Separation.
Yeah, you know, and it's sad because I think love is the main element. You know what I mean? If we have a main love and strength within the communities and families, then we could build a better society. But right now we all controlled and manipulated by this what's going on today. So it's real what you're talking about right now, you know?
But the realism I'm talking about goes beyond just words. You come to the reservation, your babies run free. What you ain't got to worry about is who's gonna snatch them, who's gonna molest them, who's gonna hurt them. They'll tell you when you out here, this is they call Amsterdam. This is the no zone. We can have shooting, guns, and all this stuff going on in the town, and everybody who's in that town knows when we get out here in the res, we respect that. We have freedom out here. We have peace out here. We don't have police riding up and down the road or around us. They don't come out here in our powwows. They don't come to no events. They don't do anything unless we call them. If there's other law enforcement or government officials that want to come see us, they call the sheriff department. The sheriff say, "Hey, chief, we got the feds here or whatever. Where you want to meet them?" Because they don't bring them on the res.
Right.
So what I'm saying to you is that we have freedom here. We have freedom here because we're not going out doing dumb stuff, dumb-ish. Because I understand one simple thing, family. We ain't got enough guns. We ain't got enough guns. Why am I going to send my children into a suicide fight? Why am I going to send my people into a fight that they can't win? When the country that we live in today will show you, they will go to a whole nother country and take over leadership. What I look like doing that?
Right.
What matters to me each and every day is your babies got to eat. Every day they got to eat. They got to drink. They want to be happy and live conveniently with their internet and YouTube stuff. That's my job as a father. That's my job as a chief, to make sure my people are protected. And the only thing I put in front of them is, y'all did this in 1700. Y'all did this in the 1800s. You gonna continue to hurt us? All we're trying to do is survive. No one can justify hurting the Native American people no more. They can't justify hurting the first people no more, especially when we ain't trying to take nothing. We're just trying to survive. That's it. That's right. We just want to be heard. My ancestors want to be remembered. This ain't about me. This ain't about a message that I have other than saying, remember my ancestors and remember what they died for, which was unity, love, fighting for everyone. They didn't see color. It's revealing the history because we only can live on unless we're remembered. The minute people stop saying your name, you can't be called upon. You can't be called no more.
Jeez, cool, man. Hey, brother. You're going in. There's a lot to ponder on. Thinking about what you said.
I have a question.
Please.
Speak a little bit about the so-called document of discovery that a lot of tribes are trying to get the Vatican to return back to all of the Native American tribes, and how the so-called Aboriginal community, they don't speak nothing about this. And this is a big controversial topic. Speak a little bit about that.
So let's first delve into the doctrine of discovery. Has already been talked about by the Vatican. They've already said what they said. They overturned the doctrine of discovery. The question becomes now, what do we do with that? Because this land is formatted on treaties.
Right.
None of it matters as long as treaties are in place. Here's the thing the United States government knows, and this is a jewel, and I'm not trying to say, and I'm not trying to influence anybody in their thought process, but something real simple. No treaties, no United States.
That's a lot. That's heavy.
That's cool.
Wow. That's true. Think about it.
Yeah. We always talk about as Native people, oh, they are dishonoring the treaty. They're dishonoring this. And with the minute you stop honoring the treaty, what happens? Interesting.
Yeah.
So the doctrine of discovery means what? To a treaty.
Yeah.
What does it mean? And secondly, let's do one further. Let's go back and revisit what I just said. How does it affect the way I feed my children tomorrow? Because my babies got to eat every day.
That's right.
They got to eat every day. That's not even an option. That's not even an option. So if we focus on what we do have, because again, we have real world examples showing you when I want something, I'm gonna go take it. When I have a point to prove, I'm going to go get it. I'm not trying to fight his war for him. I'm trying to fight the war of my baby's survival because that's my job as a father. I'm trying to fight the war of my tribe and their survival. That's my role as their father and chief. That we have the ability to practice and remember our ancestors, because that's what ceremony is about. Living and repeating the ways of our ancestors and giving them homage, thanking them for me being here, because we are all our ancestors. Every DNA in your body is an example of several generations back.
With it.
You see, we get so caught up in the other stuff that we forget why we're here. We don't even appreciate the reality of how we're here, why we're here. That is what a tribe is, what a tribe really is. Honoring the ancestors, honoring the sacrifices they made, because they didn't have mobile phones and being able to communicate like we are now. They didn't have none of the luxuries that we have. So when we go into ceremony, we wear our regalia. We go back to traditional ways and we do certain things. We're honoring them and their sacrifice, and we're saying we appreciate you. We thank you, because that's all I want my babies and grandbabies and great-grandbabies to do. Say, my grandfather did this. He kept our people this way. My grandfather deserves to be remembered, because I want to be able to be called back from the spirit plane here to see them and smile to know that what I did now matters 100 years from now. Again, if we're not leaving a legacy, what are we leaving? If we are satisfied with what we are doing in life right now, then what are we doing it for?
Right. That's true.
Come on, man. On
Bringing
that,
resources back in the world, you know? That's the main thing.
say to that.
This is the native way. I'm not saying nothing monumental. I'm saying what my ancestors believed in.
That's right.
I'm saying what my tribe believe in now. It's not about nothing I've did, music industry and none of that stuff. It's about reuniting the world. We live in a crazy world right now. We're not comfortable with our babies walking the road. We have to worry about them being accosted. And that's only because we keep believing that we're free. We've never been free. We're still in slavery.
That's deep.
Right.
Yep.
As long as we keep believing we're free, we're going to keep expecting something to happen that ain't going to happen. Why are they doing that? Why are they killing them? Because you're still in slavery. And you're in slavery because you choose to be.
Yeah.
You focus on the wrong stuff. You focus on trying to look a certain way, be a certain way, do certain things, impress people. What about buying the land and freeing your people? What about buying the land and bringing your family together and y'all uniting and eating and enjoying and laughing and having good times and making memories? I'm not trying to impress nobody. It's easy. I got the gold watches. I got a Range Rover. I got nice stuff, but I live in a mobile home. Why? Because I choose to. I live on land amongst my people. Because my babies can walk from one door to the next and they're related to everybody that's out here. That's a tribe. That's a family. I don't have to worry about who's going to molest my babies or who's going to kidnap my children. My door doesn't lock at night. My children, even though I want my door to be locked, my babies will leave the door unlocked. Never had somebody walk in my house. Isn't that freedom? That's what we raised. That's the way we was raised. And we're not misidentified as a cult. We're not misidentified as sovereign terrorists and all this other stuff. No, these are the Indians. Here's their history. Here's their bloodline. Here's who they are. They do Indian shit out there. We don't care. But they ain't messing with nobody.
That's the beautiful thing about it, is because I look at, y'all are the real prime example of a real indigenous tribe right now. A lot of these guys out here, they don't know how to speak the language, they don't know the culture. They're making YouTube channels trying to manipulate people. You taking your information, your family legacy, your tribal legacy, plastering it on their channels, making a lot of false accusations and claims. And it's crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Because these brothers and sisters never had money. They never had success, and this is their time to shine. I don't listen. I wish all my brothers and sisters the best. I don't care who they are, what they are. The only thing I say is don't take advantage of the people. That's my only thing. Do not take advantage of the people, right? And the people want freedom. People, white, black, Hispanic, everyone wants freedom. So people fall victim to someone who gives them a promise. And if it looks good and something I never heard before, I'm jumping right in.
right? And by the time you realize what has happened, it's too late. You done lost half, most of all your stuff. That's the only part that I don't agree with my brothers and sisters who are doing this. Because again, these are still my brothers and sisters. I don't support or condone what they're doing, but I'm just saying, don't do that to the people. Don't do that to the people when things aren't easy. Ain't nobody got no silver spoons in their mouth. And I'm gonna tell you, the millionaires ain't spending no money with you because they already got freedom. So you're taking from people who are working. You're taking from people who are going out every day and earning their money for something you can't give them. So I don't attack them. I don't get into it. I just say, hey, they ain't us. They ain't what we do. They Yamasi, because there's plenty of people that use the word Yamasi in their stuff.
Yeah.
But because once they found out that there were dark-skinned people, anybody could be Yamasi, and they started using the UN Declaration of Rights to say we have the right to identify. Okay, yeah, but the UN never stepped soil or they put on U.S. soil to justify anything that they declared. You will never get the United Nations to come out here and force the United States government to do anything. That's the game. People who don't know that, it just sounds good to hear the UN. Oh, the UN. They fought with the UN. They're sitting before the UN. They're doing this before the UN. None of that matters because the UN army is based on the United Kingdom, the United States. Why am I going in my own house and shut my shit down?
Right.
So I don't respect these brothers and sisters who are doing that. If you're going to promise some people that, be there for them. Step your butt in that court with them on that same documentation and stuff that you're doing. Right. And I don't want to attack anyone. I'm just saying be real because that's what I do. I have child welfare cases that I'm a part of right now. I have child welfare cases I've been in the part. I will go as chief down to whatever, Miami, California, whatever, and I'll represent my people.
That's right.
Good, bad, or indifferent. If we have a leg to stand on, I'm going to protect them children. I'm not going to go down there and protect you over that dumb mess you did because you decided to ride 150 miles an hour down the road and now you want to be Yamasi and you think we're supposed to be protected because you're an Indian. Well, what happens if you flip your car and kill somebody?
Right.
You still Yamasi? Or you still want to be sovereign? You still want to be free? You took somebody's life.
That's right.
So, I'm saying all this because I want our people to wake up. The freedom is in the relationships. The freedom is when you are dealing with a government or a county that says, these people are honorable people. These people are doing their best to survive. These people aren't getting welfare. They're growing their gardens. They're becoming truly autonomous. Because that's what it's about. Again, Killah Priest baby comes out here free. He's going to run with my children, my grandbabies, and they're going to laugh, joke, and be good. We, in return, we're going to be out here somewhere in ceremony area. We're going to be barbecuing, laughing, joking, and I'm going to beat y'all on some corn husks because that's my thing. I love corn husks.
I need to try some of them. Yeah. You make corn husks? You make it?
Listen, man. Listen. See. So I'm going to tell you right now. Killah. Already you lost because that corn husk game, that cornhole game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, man. I gotta come out there and try some corn husks,
Now, barbecue, we got that. We're original barbecue. We cook the best barbecue in South Carolina. I'm gonna stand on that. Come on.
Oh man.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said I love me some barbecue, so I got to come experience that.
Yeah.
You ain't had it till you had a tribe cooking for you, brother. Remember, all we had was sticks and fire.
Okay,
makes sense.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna brag about it. But, if I can do anything though,
Big
to your
Charlie's
audience
little steakhouse there.
Charlie's Steakhouse, yeah.
He got the
we trying to get Yamasi Steakhouse. My mother has a restaurant that's in town called Red Crows, and she's my heart, she's my love. Without my creator, I wouldn't be here. Beautiful. But we are trying our best as a native tribe to create our own economics. And one of the things that tribes do, and even when they file for federal recognition and petitioning, really what they're saying is we want to be taken care of. We want to be able to have the money to take care of our people. And one of the things we understand the dynamics is I don't need the federal government to actually take care of me. Yes, we will accept your grants. Yes, we will do certain things for money that we are paying into our taxes, but we don't need the federal recognition to take care of our people. We understand that economics is based on what we're doing now, creating avenues and revenue streams based on the community and its needs. And so a large part of what we really want to do and get people to understand is that it's all about your intentions and your wants. And my want is solely for my people to be taken care of and not have to depend on a system that is thrown in their face. In other words, the welfare taxes, I'm paying my taxes and y'all niggas just getting it for free. We ain't doing none of that. We ain't doing none of that. Because we will say to them real quickly, we the same ones that allowed you to be able to get the farmland that you got, that you pay your taxes into. But whole nother conversation. I apologize.
Man. You say cool. What's that question from that we have from Brown Buffalo?
We got
It's funny he touched on it too. Right? He was talking about it.
Menkemperor says, "Peace to the Podcraft. I need help building my Electrum chariot." All right. Thank you,
No
man.
doubt. Shout out to me.
Buffalo Selena says, "Quick questions. Can he tell us what was the connection with Mexico on Anahuac with the North American natives? Did we trade or were we separated?"
We traded completely. And one of the things I want to tell people, which a lot of people have done the research in history and they've exploited the Mexicans as well. So when you look at the history of Mexico and Mexico, you have to look at the Mexica people. The Mexica people were a part of who we were as the, let me drop a jewel. How about this one? Our people were also identified as the Anasazi. A large part of our language, Hichiti, comes from the Mayan language or the Totanic language. So there's that connection, because you got to realize, again, South America, Brazil, these places exist right below the mainstream places that we live in. And you have Mexico there. The mentality that we believe what we're being showed today and that we all didn't exist in trade is still beyond my belief. We create these imaginary borders and lines and think that the implausibility that we all were together and or our people were not working together, just it floors me to even think that. Again, let's go back to my example with Pangea, right? One landmass, we all separated. That makes sense to you earlier? It didn't. So for us to think that the Mexican people, which the original Mexican people, which is historically documented because it's in Texas and we have family members in Texas, it's in Mexico, they'll tell you that the original people there were dark-skinned people. They were all dark-skinned. That trade, that union, that thing that you're talking about, you already answered it within your question. We know what happened. We know. What we want is we want validation and solidification to be able to argue it. But I'll say this to you again. We have the tools to find it. It's not what I say. It's what you research. Research. Just use the right Google search words and you'll find everything out that you need to find.
I was studying a little bit of Toltec knowledge and Toltec wisdom, and one thing I did like was that they spoke about how life is a dream, even when you're awake.
Listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Woo. See, that shows how much we're in tune and how prepared we are for conversations. I had this conversation earlier, and I don't use the example. Matter of fact, I had it several times. And I asked for the example of when we use a word, and I just recently found out that KRS-One did this. I found this out like 30 minutes ago, that KRS-One, not 30 minutes, maybe 2 hours ago, KRS-One did this exact example. But I would say, if I use the word and I say to you without you saying it verbally, and I say the word car, don't say the word car, but say it in your head.
Okay.
Right? Okay. You just heard yourself say car, right? You agreeing? Did everyone say the word car in their head? Okay, so you heard the word verbalized in your head, car. Okay, so two things happened. You said something without vocalizing it, which goes against every principle that man's given us. Secondly, you heard something that goes against everything that they said scientifically is not proven. You literally vocalized something and heard it at the same time. People call it thoughts. My wife said earlier, oh, that's where your thoughts, but you vocalized it. You heard it. So life is a dream. We are tapped into a situation where we don't understand the dynamics of it, because I tell people, when you go to sleep, and see, our people believed in when you went to sleep, we call that the little death. But when we sleep, what happens? We travel. We travel, right?
That's right.
And when we
That's
travel,
deep, right? Synchronicity. AD's been traveling all this whole week for the past month.
100%.
It's deep.
100%. We travel. And when we travel, and you can't tell me that what you dream don't feel real, from emotions to the physical actions to the point to where you wake up and still heart beating, throbbing, excited, whatever the dream may be about.
Exhausted. I've had
Exhausted.
dreams where I'd wake up tired and exhausted, like I feel like I just went on a journey.
Yes. See, this is all the science that the native people been had. Remember, we were the ones who told them everything has a spirit. Everything is living. Remember, we was called pagans when we did that. We taught them about the dream world, where they were saying God, heaven, earth. We was like, no, this is the small death. Every animal, everything has a spirit. Everything has life. There's so much inside of the native heritage and culture that we overlook. And that was a part of my conversation today. We overlook those things. Like, I talk to myself and I hear myself, but I'm not vocalizing it. The things that's put right before us, we overlook because we're programmed to overlook the things that are considered impossible. I said something without using vocal cords. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So to go back to your point about the dreams, yes, dreams, the traveling, all these different things, the spirit world amongst Native American people. I want to try to make it make sense to people. I hope I'm not just spinning my wheels, but I want to make it make sense, so because Native people understood all these things. Our people understood that dynamic of dream world and the spirit world and traveling. See, we'll make it all this whole spooky and mysticism type deal, but we all do it. You know what I mean? We all do it. Oh, my ancestors came to me. I literally had my ancestors come to me before I became chief. All my grandmothers came to me at my great-grandmother's house, let me know what I was going to experience, and told me I was ready. I was the one. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand the dynamics of it. But that is a spirit walk. That was a spirit dream. When my ancestors came to me and talked to me.
It's a form of shamanism, right?
It's a form of shamanism. It's what we call medicine, when you have strong medicine.
Wow.
Now, is everyone capable of this? Yes. But it goes back to what I said to you before. We tune ourselves out because we get caught up in person, places, and things. The reality of the bills got to get paid. The lights got to be on. My car note got to be paid. And you just drown all that out. And you go to sleep every night. You have your dream. You wake up and act like nothing's been said to you. But sometimes your ancestors are trying to tell you and warn you about things that's to come. I've had that happen.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
You on it. You on it.
You know what's crazy? I wrote this passage the other day. I said, the world we live in is surrounded by spiritual energy. The problem is majority of people can't tap in because they're tethered to the worldly distractions and wickedness and the power of darkness in this world, you know? And it's it shows you illusions and destructions, and you can never reach peace that way.
That's right.
Nice.
That's
You
right. And we will never reach peace because, again, we're too worried about being top dog.
Status. Yeah.
And Chief, when you
Status.
consider like being keeping the lights on and getting groceries and everything like that, kind of man-made stresses when you can't do those things?
I would.
Yeah.
And why I'll stand on what I said to you is because we did that. We had a ice storm 7 years ago. And what happened was all the power was out. We went without power for over 14 days. My people never went anywhere. Everyone around us left. We went back to traditional ways of survival.
Chief, I'm still here. I'm
And-
just gonna take I'm gonna move over here. I'm gonna come back. I'm still listening to you.
No problem.
Get
No
to your
problem.
building.
But yes, these are things that man made, which is why cultural identity and practices and cultural heritage is so important to us, to live the way our ancestors did. So when there is no internet, which we didn't have until recently, I had to go and bring internet out here to the res, and now we have internet because I made enough noise that the guy has the power to be decided to spend money. But when you take away everything and figure out, can I live without it?
Yes.
Is truly when you are defined as a man, as a human, as a survivor. You cannot consider yourself a survivor until you take away everything that makes you comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Then you talk about your strength. Then you tell me how strong you are as a woman, as a man, and that you'll do whatever it takes for your family. When you can live without the lights, when you can live without the stoves and things that make it convenient and easy for you. Because again, when the lights get turned off, and I'll say to y'all real quick, that happened with COVID.
Yeah. Facts.
What
That's
happened?
true. Yeah.
We was good.
That's good. Yeah. But not a lot of people were, you know. That's the crazy thing about it.
Everybody ran for toilet paper at the store.
Exactly.
Everybody ran for toilet paper. Everybody ran for toilet paper. And that's one of the things I try to tell people. When we're taking out our comfort zone, will you survive? Because we're not scared to get our fingernails dirty.
Yeah.
We're not scared to dig into the ground. We're not scared. Our women will wring a chicken's neck. I met women that be like, oh, kill a chicken. You want to eat, right? they separate the egg from you growing it in your yard from the egg that's in the stores. Like, oh, you eat eggs out of yeah, it's the same eggs you eat.
Yeah.
I don't understand the concept behind it, but yeah.
That's how they out here, right, bro?
But what does that tell us, family? Because we're so used to someone doing something for us that if it came time for us to do it ourselves, we're going to die.
Yeah.
We're going to die. And those who can't do it will go and take advantage of other people and break in their houses and take it easily. They'll take advantage of the weak and less fortunate. But there's going to be those of us who will survive. Because we know how to hunt.
That is true, Chief, man. A lot of people don't even know how to make fire.
Nah.
Don't know how to do it.
It's a part of our ritual every year. Listen, I invite all y'all to come down for green corn and watch how we get down. Man. We cook as a family, we vibe as a family, we dance as a family, we tribe, and you're gonna look and you be like, this person's a Yamasi, they related to you. Everybody out here is related to me. But you'll see how we get down. Our women are in the area, they're cooking, they're providing, the men are out here working in the ceremony area. We're doing all our job. And we are uniting as a tribe.
Yeah. Priest said he had green eggs earlier.
Green eggs and ham.
Green eggs.
But I know you don't eat pork, so.
No, you're not eating pork. Nah, you're not eating pork. Come on, you know that. You know that.
I don't eat no pork either. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna tell that lie.
Yeah.
But let me say this to you guys, that who I am, what I am, is still defined on this. I tell everybody this. Everything you want to know about your history, your culture, your people is written right in front of you and hidden from you. This is in the Library of Congress for the state of South Carolina. This is the archives of the Lord Proprietors and those who settled here. Every state has these historical documents where they will tell you who they enslaved, what they did to them, and the arguments that these people had. If you can't go to that area, then pick up books like by William Katz, Black Indians. You can't go there, pick up books like The Land Called Chicora. Pick up books like The Invention of the Creek Nation, The Enslavement of the American Indian. It's the reason why there's books like this exist, because people don't think that American Indians was enslaved. And if they were enslaved, what did they look like for you to be able to enslave them?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Shit. Cap Jones, got a question for you.
Yeah. Please.
Cap Jones says, being top dog is advertised and praised in modern society. That mentality promotes a competition that is good for consumerism and selfishness and horrible for the community.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right.
Yes. And that's, you know what, that's a great analogy. And I thank him for saying something like that, because that is it in a nutshell. That top dog mentality versus the unification. Again, my tribe will tell you, they come to me if they don't have answers. It's my job to have them, but I'm out there working just as much as they are. There's nothing special about me. The only thing I'm saying to you again is I speak on behalf of my people. And if a person isn't speaking on behalf of his people, then he is dictating to you what he wants to have happen.
Talk that talk.
Got another one from Shaheen L. He says, peace, family, and honors to you all. My question is for our brother, Chief Seku. Is there a connection between the Yamasi and the Gula Geechee people?
He's trying to start some mess. He's trying to start some mess.
I was going to ask that question. I was still, but they still came on the Yamasi and the Gula Geechee.
Yes. Can I just say yes and leave it that way, or do I need to go and delve deeper?
Delve deeper. Go a little deeper. Yeah, however you want it.
Bro. So what I said to you guys earlier, which is true, the Yamasi was pivotal in the Underground Railroad, right? And that Underground Railroad was not only freeing African people, but also Yamasi people. Now, oh boy, I'm gonna make some people upset.
Hey.
Killah Priest knows there's a town called Yamasi here in South Carolina. In the 1950s, it was originally spelled Yamasi, Yamassee. They changed it in like 1954, 1956, and they put an E in there. And that's basically the country way of saying Yamasi. So they call us Yamasi. They don't say Yamasi the way we know our name is to be said. But that E made a difference in how the word was pronounced. Okay. Some people have two S's in the name Yamasi. Some people have one. Some people spell it Yamsi. Some people spell it Yemsse. Why I say all that? The connection that you're talking about is one where there was a tribe, which was Yamasi. We was called Wali. And it was spelled with a G. Guale. Okay? E was silent. If I took off the E and added an A, the same way they took out the A in Yamasi and added an E. If I spelled Wali, Guala, what do you have?
Say that again.
I'll wait. Guala.
Gula. Yeah. Gula. Yeah, Gula.
Exactly. So now the Wali was spelled Guale. They changed the E and gave you an A. Okay?
Right.
The connection between us is real simple.
Right.
The word that they're trying to use, the Gullah, did not come from Angola. It's not the root of the word Angola. Matter of fact, the word Gullah in any derivative comes from a tribe called the Gibi or Gibi. Okay, and I'm not saying it's correct, but they are not from Angola. You can look this up and Google it. The word Gullah was not used up until 1985 or so. There was no word. You never can hear the word used historically, Gullah. There was never a Gullah people up until 1985. Why is that?
There's one.
Again, I'm not going to make people mad, but I know people going to get mad at me because there's people who live their lives off of this. They're financed off of continuing the perpetuality of a tribe of people from Africa called the Gullah people, which did not happen. I can't make this up. But the connection that you're looking at is that the African people that did come over here, yes, we helped them. We brought them into our family. We made them a part of us. A lot of them men bred with our women. I'll go back to you again. In our tribe, your clan is determined by the matrilineal side of your bloodline, meaning that I am of my mother's tribe or clan, which is Big Town. My father is the Panther clan. I am Big Town and Panther. However, because my mom is Big Town, which is symbolic to a big frog, I am my mother. Why? Because the woman carries the gene. She carries the seed, which is life. Man carries life, which is the seed because it's moving. Eggs don't move. The life is in the seed, the sperm. However, the woman carries the genetics and formate the baby. So we are matrilineal. So if a African man marries into a Yamasi woman, that child becomes Yamasi. So when these African men were mixing in with the Yamasi women, these children became Yamasi. They changed history to suit the narrative that African. See, that's the thing we don't get. We're hiding the fact that the Native American people were more put into slavery than anyone else. I got documentation. I should have had it here. I normally keep it up on the wall. But there's a narrative in the historical books. Research it, Google it. They would have us fight against each other, go to war, and then enslave the loser. Now, the word slave is automatically synonymous with anyone who identifies African American, and that's not the truth. The word slave was synonymous to anybody who was put in slavery because the first slaves were the Irish, the Hindi, right? Even some Moors. So that connection that everyone's looking for with the Gullah Geechee people, because even the word Geechee is not an African word, it's a Yamasi word, it's a Hichiti word. Uki in our language, water, which is why there is the Ugeechee River. Uki chi in our language means you or your. Ukichi, we speak backwards. Your water. Ukichi, your water. We live next to the water. Ugichi. So Gullah, Ukichi. Don't believe me, look it up.
Come on. Come on, bro. I got thirsty just listening to you. I love water, man. Word. Could you tell us about the Tribe Called Quest? I love the Tribe Called Quest. Everyone, we was always putting it back there, right?
No, man, I can't do that. That's on you all, guys.
I would do that, but
That's on you guys.
I love Q-Tip, but they show you that there was always that they did the native tongues and stuff like that. It's always been in there. All right, we got any more questions? Any more up there, 80? Hey, all right, we gotta come out there, man. Come out there and see you, man. Have a barbecue before the. I don't know if we can make it this summer. We'll try. But
just come when you can, family.
Yeah,
the land is always open to you all, man.
Yeah,
the land
man.
is always open to you.
This is a great bill, man. I'm learning so much. Man, this is so enlightened and insightful. Man, we have
And
to
I
bring.
appreciate you guys having me here, man. I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah. We definitely got to bring you back for a part 2. How about that?
And I thank you. I definitely will. I mean, let me know, Killah Priest. I'm always here, with you guys, and I love what you all are doing. Loved you from day one, because anything that's conscious and for the people,
Thank you, brother.
I'm for.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a real chief. That's so beautiful, man. It's like, I mean, I felt like I don't know how I feel like, yo, man, a chief. You know, it's no diploma. Like, this is real. You know, you have to be spiritual enlightened, like the past, to be able to see and feel and have those type of attributes to you. You know what I mean? There's energy, and it's well received. You know, as far as how I feel.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
And I thank y'all, man. I really thank you, and I thank your audience for supporting you.
Thanks,
and
Sue.
keeping you motivated to do it.
Exactly, man. Thanks, Sue, for hooking this up. Yeah, exactly. And
I love my brother, Killah Priest, you know,
Hey.
Sala, the whole family.
Yeah.
My man, AD. And of course, I love the Chief Seku, man. It was a blessing just meeting you when I first met you, when I first came to the land with the Nuwapian family. So, you know, that was a big learning experience for me. I mean, I knew about the Yamasi, but I never actually met a real chief. You know what I'm saying? So it was,
and it was a blessing for me. You know what I mean? Because
really
one thing that I've always said is the land is open to everyone who is wanting to identify with their cultural self. And so the blessing always is for me to be united with family. And you'll be able to attest to this, that anytime, and everyone who has ever been to the res know that it's always about unity. It's never about separation or separatism or anything other than just peace and love and blessing each other with each other's energy. Because we're here for a short period of time. You know what I mean? We think 120 years is a long time, but we're not. So I appreciate you. And then I remember specifically, you was like, I don't know if you remember me, Chief, but I was like, yes, I do. You were like, you do? I'm like, yeah, I do. You know what I mean? So I thank you, because one of the things that I never believe in is coincidence. And for us to be full circle here now and having this conversation and being able to bless the audience with the history and knowledge of the Yamasi people is definitely making my ancestors proud, because I was happy and I'm proud to be able to share it with you all. And you all give me a platform to be able to share my people's history, who was the forgotten people. So thank you for everything that you all have done so far. And I really mean that.
Hey.
Thank you.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Man, and with that, my brother, you can stick out or you can stick around and we can let you go, because we do music around this time and we just play music. You're welcome, but if you have to go, we'll let you go at this time and set up something different. But I know you have a background in music, so that's one of the reasons why I'm
Yeah, definitely. You know, the only thing I'll ask you guys is look out for, like I say, the project that me and the tribe is working on with the guys, the monkey guys. And it's not a derogatory thing the way they're doing it. They're saying that we're all monkeys, we're all in this world being experimented and treated as monkeys. And that if you're going to get into, you know, this cryptocurrency thing, be a part of people who are doing something in return, not just scam coins and stuff like they're doing. And I'll say that, you know, they got me back into the music industry even when I call myself retiring.
Right.
So I look forward to, you know, working on this project and Killah Priest, hopefully working with you and the rest of Wu-Tang on some stuff that we got going on as well. Because again, our thing is unifying the world, and passing this message on. So I look forward to talking to you about that.
Right, no doubt. We will definitely. Do you produce it? Right?
Yes.
Or, okay.
We're considered one-stop shop. So anybody, again, you can Google us, the Peacemakers, THAPIECMIKEZ. We're one-stop shop. So we produce, we write, we vocal coach. We do everything. And that was the blessing that I think Dre found out when he first tapped us to come join Aftermath and work. So They can Google us and they'll see what we're capable of and what it is. But like I said before, you know, what I mean, with us, and you'll see the YouTube videos and you'll see everything that I did, and it was always from day one about the Yamasi tribe and the tribal part of it. And we always tried to slide our history in through, you know, what we had going on. So I thank you for asking me that as well and trying to get clarity.
Send us any links that you may have.
All links.
And we'll put it in the description.
Definitely will. The only link that I'll ask everybody really to go to is the YamasiNation.org. And then if they want to support the monkey token, and because we're building out far as humanitarian things for people who need mental health and things like that nature, support the monkey token as well. But go to the YamasiNation.org, and then I'll send you guys the link for monkey token.
Right. Definitely. We want to support. Shout out to we didn't do our commercial yet, but Shilajit.
Yeah, shout out to Shilajit.
All right, that's my bad.
Hey, he did put us up. Shilajit.
Yeah, we got Shilajit for sale. It's in the description.
Oh, okay.
Priest does. Priest got some Shilajit.
Right. So good medicine for you.
So my family, I'm gonna let y'all go. We don't have a word in my language for bye, because bye means forever, and I know we're gonna see each other again. So I'll only say to you guys in my language, we say Tihi Chulaga. Tihi Chulaga means until I see you again, or until we, you know, see you later on. So Tihi Chulaga, my family, y'all be safe and travel light, and we'll talk later on.
Peace to you.
All right.
Tihi Chulaga.
Nice to meet you.
Peace and blessings, family. Thank you so much.
Blessings, man. Man, that was beautiful. Man, let me get another. See, this is why I love this platform. You learn so much, you know, and it's so peaceful, and at the same time, brothers dropping the knowledge and getting the information out, and that we didn't even, some of us wasn't fully aware of, and if we were, it just added on to the knowledge that you did. That it's growing on, you know, blocks. I love it. My meditation, man. Rasul, what's good with you, brother?
Man, I'm just chilling, man. You know, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, you know, welcome. You know, anything for the brothers, man, for the craft.
Hey.
And you know, it's like I kind of like when I look at what's going on in the YouTube world with the whole Aboriginal thing or whatever.
Right.
I thought to myself, let's try to get a real chief,
right,
on, you know, on the show. Somebody that's real. You know, there's a lot of guys calling themselves chiefs, but they're not real chiefs.
Right.
So,
you
know, this brother right here can speak the language. He's in the history books.
Right.
You know, they got him in the Smithsonian Institute as a section about him when you go to the Smithsonian Institute. So, you know, people have to know about Chief Seku.
Yeah.
You know?
Very good guest.
Yeah. We're making noise.
Yeah, man. I mean, and not only that, y'all, you know, I don't know if he don't take interviews with everybody, you know.
Yeah. I'm on it.
Yeah, so that's a blessing just to have him on the show.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah.
For real, we're gonna go out there and get a little powwow in with him, man. Some of that barbecue. Maybe he'll catch one of them fish from the lakes, one of them big joints.
Yeah, they have a lake. They have a lake in the back on the land.
Wow.
Back there, and they have
wild trout. Wild trout. What's the fish in Colombia?
Roger.
No.
Was it whitey?
Yeah.
It was whitey, but walleye? It was whitey. Whiting?
Yeah, whiting.
Whiting,
Whiting, yeah.
The whiting, and then there was...
It's probably got like catfish, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they got catfish all over,
catfish all over the world. Yeah, you have to... It's too much...
That's all across the South, right?
Yeah,
you can find that in Louisiana, Mississippi.
I don't know about that daggone... You got to take the pliers and pull the skin back.
Yeah.
Like
that was crazy about the Gullah Geechee, too. I didn't know that because a lot of... people say that they migrated from West Africa and settled. But man, I didn't know anything about that. That blew my mind right there.
Right. You got some Abos up in the house, Aboriginals in the house. They got their arrow and bow.
Got the Aboriginals, they in the house.
Yeah, they in the building. They in the building. They got the pull. I like that the bow, the pulling the bow with the fire in there. Exactly. Somebody said catfish. Oh, the catfish is lovely. I got a catfish out back. You hear me? I saw that Martin episode.
Oh yeah, with the
Tommy
Tommy,
Davis.
yeah.
Yeah. He said catfish is delicious.
Man.
Word, man.
I don't know. I don't really like catfish like that.
Give me that. Yo, give me a white. The whiting always a go-to.
White
But
is better.
you ever taste walleye?
Walleye.
Yeah,
Nah,
I forgot where it was. Minnesota.
Nope. Nah.
Orange Ruffy.
Orange Ruffy's that's a number one.
Yeah, and the thing about catfish too, you have to know how to cook it right too. You know, otherwise it won't taste right.
Yeah. You gotta,
It's kind of murky. Catfish tastes kind of murky. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like the bottom feeders, but at the same time, I don't know. Not a big catfisher.
Yeah.
Somebody said cod.
I'm more like red snapper.
Red snapper.
Yeah, red snapper. Yeah.
Yard mouth. Butterfish. That butterfish and
Yeah, salmon. Yeah, I'm a salmon guy. Salmon.
Spicy tuna.
Yeah.
spicy tuna.
Yeah, don't be a fried salmon guy.
Spicy tuna. It's like sushi. Hey, Dio, fried salmon. Oh yeah, shout out to my man. Shout out to Big Up Thirsty.
Spicy crunch rolls.
Oh, you go to sushi. That's the bougie stuff.
The rockin' shrimp.
Yeah, that's bougie. That's bougie. You talking about fried fish.
Yo.
You got me thinking about.
You gotta
You
hear
got
that
me
sound.
thinking about those prawns though.
Oh, I can't mess with that. They got the little things. They look like little
I don't know about
little
that.
legs.
Yeah,
Hygiene.
too much stuff in there. You talk about the thing with the little hair on it, like an orchid? What's a prawn?
It's like a spidery little shrimp, and it's got all the little legs coming out, and it's
Giant
the
shrimp.
antennas.
Almost looks like a crawfish.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Louisiana in the building. Shout out to Louisiana. They do that gumbo.
Gumbo, exactly.
I never liked gumbo. Everybody loved gumbo. I never ate it because it's just too much stuff in it.
Oh, you
It's
don't
just
like- oh, you
I
don't
don't
like
like too much stuff. It's like
Okay.
blah, 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 blah. It's too. What's that? Why are you putting that in it?
Yeah, gumbo is an adventurous meal.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
never ate it.
Goulash.
No, I mean, you know,
Goulash?
They said, "Priest, you don't know what you're missing." When I was out there in New Orleans, they took me. I said, "You got to say New Orleans."
Knowledge.
Yeah, New Orleans, not New Orleans. When you say New Orleans, you
New
might not get the
Orleans.
rest of it. Yeah, you can't.
New Orleans.
Nolans. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You got to
shout-
say it right.
shout out to the Creoles out there.
Shout out to the Creole. Yes, solo gems.
New Orleans got some good food too, Priest.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, anywhere in the South, man. The South is it's the hospitality, and just the food is just boom. It's like here. It's like Italian when you come to cooking. The French is all dainty. Nothing against the French, but they think like some a little bit of I didn't order no but then Ty's like here. That's what
Bam.
that is. That's lasagna.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what-
Yeah, they don't even
And
make
it's banging.
they don't make spaghetti in Italy. That's an American thing. They got
No,
tagliatelle. They got fettuccine. They have like nicer noodles.
Yeah.
But spaghetti is just an
Hold on,
American
what are you talking
Italian.
about, AD? They don't make spaghetti out there?
It's not a popular thing as we think.
He's using.
They're used to the other pasta shapes.
Yeah, but pasta's a thing though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely a
it's a
thing.
Right, yeah, pasta.
But the noodle shape, the noodle shaped spaghetti,
Yeah, he's talking about
the
noodles, he's talking
round,
about the noodles.
yeah, they rather use fettuccine
Oh,
or
yeah.
tagliatelle,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
ravioli, right? Like ravioli.
ravioli. They're into those other pasta shapes.
Making
but
that straight up ravioli from scratch.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's real.
Yeah,
I
you
had
made
that
it
before.
scratch, yo. I was
Yeah.
like, man, the best spot was in Germany one time. And there's a little Italian dude with and he made the pasta right there.
Ooh.
Right there.
Yo, Italian joints is there's a little Italian joint that I go to. Block.
Uh-huh. What's your choice of food at the
I get
Italian.
I get the stromboli.
Stromboli?
Oh yeah, someone just said that eye to eye said the stromboli.
Yeah, stromboli. Is that the little noodle? The little one? There's a
Stromboli
short
is
one.
like it's you know, it's the dough, and then inside of the dough and everything,
Okay.
you got the herbs and spices
it.
and sauce. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? You got the chicken.
Yeah.
You know, you might.
Yeah, show us a stromboli. Let me see.
It's kind of a culmination of all things
Hell no.
inside.
Mm. Okay.
I never had that.
Interesting.
That's not. I can't.
They got that in New York, ain't it?
That looks like
That's
one hell of a
what-
hot pocket
They
right
got it in
there.
New York?
Yeah, I've
That's not
never
what
seen
it's
it.
called.
Probably
Yeah.
somewhere in the borough.
That's not what a stromboli looks like.
Have you ever
Uh-oh.
heard of a knish?
Yeah.
A
Remember
knish?
knish back in the
Yeah.
days?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just
Yeah.
potatoes, but it was good with the mustard in it.
Yeah.
You still have those?
I think so.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa,
Sure.
knish.
Knishes? Yeah, I mean that's not really popular now, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. It fell off. Right?
Yeah.
Knish ain't been the same. That's like Polish, right? Poland?
I think so. Rotis is more like, you know, you're gonna get that more in New York, you know.
You know the roti.
Rotis, yeah.
Roti is like Mexican version of the burrito.
Oh, I
Okay.
love burritos.
Yeah, right? Would you
Okay.
say that?
Okay.
Or you say it's an Indian?
I don't know.
What's
I
the
don't-
Indian?
I don't know if I would say that.
Well, burrito is wrapped up in dough, right? Wrapped up with a burrito, good burrito. I know one of the banging spot is that, you know. So roti is wrapped up too, wrapped up with the roti skin.
Right.
That's
I
why I
don't know.
said it.
It just
I'm not
tastes-
talking about the different. I'm just saying that's that version. Yeah, just that version of it.
Can we pull it up, AD?
Cal said calzone too. A
Pull up
calzone
the-
is banging.
Roti?
What am I googling?
Rotili, right?
Yeah. Put the roti.
Yeah.
But-
Roly.
Roti.
Roti. Should be like R.
I mean, you see what I'm talking about.
No, not the dog.
That's a
That's a
rock
rock.
It's a rock Jamaican roti. Shout out to my man. Oh, furry.
Ah, there we go.
So they're India, they got the roti too. Because it's
Oh, okay.
Trinidad. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So if you say put meat in there and they roll that up and they fold it, and so burrito is made the same way.
Yeah.
You know, but everybody got their version.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody make it different.
Yeah, right.
You know?
What would you call?
A starch and a meat.
Yeah,
That's it.
starch in the meat.
That's it.
For the poor people that made their, you know, then the kings got it because the people had to make they grow their own food.
Right.
You ever had lavash?
See, nah.
It's like a flatbread.
Nah. Show me some lavash.
Gosh, I don't think I had that.
Lavash.
It's more of a square.
I'm talking square bits too.
square one.
Lavash. Okay.
Yeah, it's another type of bread that you would roll.
Naan bread is good too.
Looks,
Naan bread.
looks like it has like olives in
Yeah.
it or something.
Naan bread is good too,
Oh,
though.
naan bread. Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
that's
Come on. You
banging.
talking about the angel's bread?
Yeah, that's
damn
bad.
near
That's
manna.
another one too. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Fell
yeah.
down from heaven.
It's like Mediterranean type of.
Mediterranean, herby. That's it? So, hey. Okay. Yeah, it's a little. But then you can go to the all-American biscuit. Biscuits is big, right? Some of
That's
them have
it.
the biscuits. You put the, you know.
Oh, milk butter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
milk butter
buttermilk
biscuits.
biscuit.
Little honey on it
Oh,
too.
that's
Yeah,
another one,
biscuits.
Or syrup or something like that.
Yeah.
I prefer syrup.
Syrup, yeah.
Biscuit is like a short pancake, but it's like more of a muffin. You got muffins.
Yeah.
Muffins are more sweeter type of
Yeah.
bougie biscuit, right? Biscuit is just real. Huh?
I've had some good muffins. Yeah. I had some good muffins.
you know,
Homemade too.
'Cause you can have buttermilk muffins too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. That's.
Oh my God! Oh, we are stepping it out. Buttermilk. I heard of something that you could put soda water,
Soda water.
thinking eggs or something just makes it fluffy.
Ah.
Something with soda water in a biscuit or something like that, and it makes it like
Interesting.
because the bubbles pop up.
Soda water.
Yeah,
Soda-
Not
you
baking
use-
soda.
Yeah, nah. But
Puts more air into it.
yeah, soda water. Probably just water too. Like
an egg.
yeah, probably just water.
Yeah,
Would help
Uh,
too.
yeah,
oh,
right.
Man, that's
Yeah.
gonna be-
Yeah, man, chefs up here, I can tell.
Yeah.
The lingo's in there.
Man, that's
You know we talk about food over here.
yeah. Man.
Very nice.
So biscuit.
That's good.
Is there a brisket? No, biscuit. You got your muffins.
Muffins.
You
Got
got
your
the
cornbread in the south.
Cornbread. Cornbread would be the number. I think cornbread Yeah, if it got to come down
No,
to it,
yeah.
cornbread's gonna be that.
That's the best
Some
one.
good
That-
cornbread.
Because
Yeah.
you-
That's the see the cornbread. Cornbread has a combination of sweet and regular, or at least like savory, I guess.
Right,
So you can make it either more sweet or less sweet, or more
Right.
savory, depending on who's cooking it, who's making it.
Yeah, it got to be grandma.
Yeah, it gotta be grandma. Grandma gotta be.
Gotta be.
Or that auntie that's next to grandma that, you know what I mean, just come in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Some of them have the corn in it.
Yeah, the actual corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never
that's
really.
what
I was
flies
never a fan of that though.
Cornbread with the corn in it?
I was never a big fan of that. Nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people make
It
it.
does, yeah.
You know what I mean, I was more of a plain
Just give me
cornbread.
one. Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? But
Nothing fancy.
yeah,
I know you, man.
yeah. Nah, I like fancy. You gotta
Yeah.
freak it
No,
though.
I'm talking about if you throw corn in it or something else. Like if you make walnut cake, you got to put walnuts in it. Just gotta have it tasting like a walnut, right?
Yeah.
You
I
want
mean,
walnuts in it?
walnut and walnut cake. It
Yeah.
gotta taste like. I mean, it gotta taste like walnut. At
Yeah.
least, you know what I mean? At
Or
least
like
something.
Right, like chocolate chip cakes. You want chocolate chip? I mean, a chocolate cake with chocolate chips in it.
Oh, hell yeah!
Talk about it, right? You might as well just stuff a Snicker in there too, or some
Other chocolate,
other kind of chocolate.
candy,
I don't care what size. You could put a chocolate cake with all chips and the chunks and all type. Just scoop that up.
You can make a chocolate filling with a chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, chocolate cake. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Shout
melted
out.
chocolate in a chocolate cake.
Oh, I'm in
Bake
there.
it together.
I'm in there, yo. I'm in there. Anything chocolate, I'm in there.
Yeah, shout out to all my ladies that could still bake. You know what I mean? I just want to shout them out.
Hey.
You know what I mean? I know they out there.
To all my ladies in the place who bake in ovens. All my ladies
Yo, man.
who make it with stuffing. Yeah, no doubt, man. Shout out. All right. So we had one of the greatest parts. This is my favorite part of the show. My man AD. Go ahead, take it away.
We knowledge, if you're watching, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah,
and,
where Knowledge Born at?
Hey.
you can go
Sorry,
ahead and
Dan.
join. We lost Sewell. I don't know
Oh,
where
we lost him?
Sewell went.
Went to the Matrix.
Yeah, but
To all ladies in the place.
we're gonna go ahead and go to a segment we call song promotions.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Oh,
Song promotions.
I love that.
Shout out to her.
Who was that? That said it? Some promotion.
Yeah, she's a professional DJ drop voiceover artist
That's dope, right?
Say
out of the Bronx.
shit. Yeah. Shout out to the
the
BX.
Bronx.
Yeah. Shout out to BX.
Yeah, the BX. That's it. Everything's synchronized.
Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to the BX.
That was the BX.
Co-op
man.
City. South Bronx.
Yeah, co-op. Yeah, you got to shout out co-op, man. We don't get a lot of love. Everybody thinks I'm for them. And
Somebody
South,
said, imagine me king calling for the best cookies around. Oh, cooks. Oh, they said cookies. Thank you, Gerald. Shout out to Gerald. Let's go.
All right,
Ready.
coming up first on song promotions,
On promotions.
we got a submission from. Hold on. Here we go. FG Postmortem.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say that. I had a feeling. I
He's
was
always
like,
first.
yeah, I had a feeling he was going to say that. I was like, it's going to be FG.
It's early.
Yep.
Hey, can we, where's the water at? Sorry, y'all. Where's the water? Because while we're doing that, I can make some tea.
Oh, okay.
Facts.
Well,
All right.
I'll just
Fire.
I'll go get some water.
All right.
Ready?
Oh, we didn't have no more. Right? All right, we're going to, sorry, y'all, we're going to do a little break. We're going to do the tea. You like the matcha the last time, right?
Little intermission.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, Cover Boy know about co-op?
Yeah, cover boy, NY all day.
Yeah. Oh, you been? Yeah. I'm from co-op.
Hey, cover boy, are you a Leo? Didn't you say you was a Leo?
I think he is. I got that kind of energy from him. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Out of Hudson
He
River.
gonna tell us. I'm thinking Aries or something like that.
Something fire, probably. Okay, FG Postmortem.
Let's go.
Hey.
Make a big.
This track is he says salute to Fuck That Standout featuring StreetSmartz and Sean P. In my Optimus Prime, no Megatron, but still got high with the Decepticons. Here we go.
Hey.
METATRON, produced by Fadeaway.
Who got the magic Johnson? Does he sound like Ghostface or Action Bronson? Screaming, let's go Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden, join the bandwagon. To stay high like price of gases. Who used the tooth?
Shout out to Hus Kingpin.
My ass with. Your wife liked my nutsack clapping. The click making twitch and spasm. Pretend it didn't even happen. But never used the Trojan or a Magnum. Who got your big mad son? Who suck your own dick like Marilyn Manson? Just another hopeless romantic. Have your hoes like Rose on the Titanic. Having flashbacks of gushy words with 80-year-old pussy that don't work no more. And your flows is folklore. They're like Paul Bunyan with your tall tales. Your mother goose snores. Fuck around and leave your mother loose more. Your prima donna bougie boy. Cross between a fucking tool and a toy. Either way you'll get it destroyed. Like Joan Rivers losing a voice. It's like he don't even have a choice. Just can't take it like bad advice. But don't have to be mad at life. Still happy that he smashed your wife. A Macador, a shark megalodon, Archangel, motherfucker, Metatron. In my Optimus Prime or Megatron, but still got high with Decepticons. You're shit out of luck, don't let me cause, cause you know I'm right even when I'm wrong. Have you like, can't we all get along? But shit ain't sweet like Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, that was fire.
Yeah, nice track.
Yeah.
Summertime.
I like it. I probably would want to compress your vocals more and turn them up a little bit because I want to hear more of them. But that's a very small detail because overall, I think that was a good track.
Yeah, man, the vibe was immaculate on that one, man. Very immaculate. It's kind of like a something you want to drive like by the beach, kind of like by Venice Beach out here. Yeah, that's that type of track.
And he's from Long Island, right? He's at Long Island, so
yeah, it's a different sound for sure.
Yeah, it's the same. But it's the same type of vibe. Like Long Island, it got beaches and everything. So that was definitely a dope track. You know what I mean? Dope track. You know what I mean? I like when he starts. I like when he starts it off because it's just like he gets us in the vibe. You know what I mean? He gets us in the mood for the song promotions to start off. He's a good headliner. So, whoa, headliner? Is it? Yeah, that's right. I'm right. All right. Yeah, just want to make sure. But that was dope.
The beginning. Yeah, it's fire, man. I like it. It gave me a vibe of summertime kind of vibe. And the flow was melodic. Sat back on it. Gave me that type of good feeling.
Yeah.
Inspirational. Let's go.
Nice. Next up, we got a track from Triple JC, Cap Jones, and Yage Beats from Melbourne, Australia.
Shout out to Hus Kingpin also. Shout out to Crip Jesus. Crip Jesus.
For Jesus, yeah. In the Blue Bible.
The song is called Return of the Gods from Triple JC's upcoming album, John Connor 3.
I heard a rumor from Sumer we were fighting a computer stylish maneuver. Part Israelite, part Lion of Judah. Judah was drinking Bacardi when an Anunnaki ran past me. Fast speed, this can't be. Reach for my car keys, start driving. Look in the sky and see two creatures flying. They start fighting, can't lie, at the head of a lion. A bull and an eagle, another one that looked like people. Cherubim fighting evil, it's about to get lethal. Ezekiel, this is what we need to do. Seen a reptile shoot a projectile, barely missing. Listen, you can hear it hissing. For beer and women, this is the kind of shit that you hear in religion. Fear is risen, nearly hitting a creature with a head that you see in a dog. So looked at me and said, we're the gods. I don't believe this, some Dragon Ball Z shit. Dip around the corner and the giant sees my whip. Time to split, hit the pedal and the Nephilim tripped. Fell down to the ground like an earthquake.
cap, the architect. I construct like Daedalus. You never fly too close to the sun. I am the one. I mastered the fear of the after, put it to pasture and captured the essence of life in my wife's laughter. Reality contorts to the point that we all grapple with day to day so much we forget that we've been raptured. The moment escapes, we get placed in a cage, imprisoned by the negative thoughts that we engage. The pain body arrives and contrives a convoluted, disoriented stage of rage that's so abusive. Elusive is the patience we need to reconcile. Ego fragile, and it can lead you to the point where pride overrides rational thought. Your higher self is God, and the negative thoughts are just frauds.
Fire, that was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Hot track. That was cool. I got nothing. I got no tips for it. I think that was just a dope track. I liked it. I liked everything. Cap Jones is on fire.
Yeah.
What y'all think?
I like the name of the song of the track, Megatron. What is it? Metatron?
No, this was Return of the Gods. Metatron was the last submission.
Shout out to Bragging.
Yeah, I was looking at the screen there. But yeah, it was a good track. Either way. So
Yeah, he puts you through a. It was like a fight. You know what I mean? It was like a fight. It was like a battle. You know what I mean? Like you take me into that realm. He said, he mentioned Dragon Ball Z in there. So that was like a real fight. That was like a real anime fight or whatever type of fight. So I like the track overall. It's Cap Jones. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cap Jones. Shout out to 8 Beats. Dope track. You know what I mean? Fire.
Yeah.
Same way, I'm gonna give it a gunshot. Anytime you got a royal priesthood on there, it's always dope. And the beat was kind of fire too, man. Like the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up we got Aurora Borealis.
Hey.
Aurora, shout out to Aurora Borealis.
Hey.
The name of the song is Christ. Yeah.
Shit. What you gonna get?
Okay. Not bad. I like that the samples aren't too loud. The only thing that's too loud, I think, is that bass drum. That bass drum is really kind of like distorted. I know you might want that on purpose, but that's what I would do is lower that bass drum a little bit. And then I counted out the tempo using the online clicker, and it came out to about 117, which is almost the tempo of like a house song, house music. You know what I mean? I would bring it more to a hip hop tempo, which would be anywhere between like 79 to like 98. So I would try to slow down that song if I were you. Just like do what you can to slow it down, because then it makes it easier for an artist to spit to. You know what I mean? That's just my input. I know you might like it like that. He said somebody spit. It was a kind of a fast beat. And yeah,
Rush.
I'm sure, Twista or Busta Rhymes could definitely do something on top of that. But it's definitely a challenge for a freestyle rap. But other than that, those are my notes. What y'all think?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty decent as well. A bit rushed here or there, but overall the whole thing was pretty good. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Ooh, they got me in the chat. It said gravel pit. Good point.
Yeah.
Check out my gravel pit.
Hey, man. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it was dope. You know, shout outs to the Royal City of New York. You know what I mean? You guys shout out to that because it always feels like a haunted type of orchestra. You know what I mean? Like I like the flow. I like Aurora Borealis style. You know what I mean? I definitely do agree with you with the you know, the engineer side of it. And yeah, you know, overall, you know what I mean, he's a Aurora Borealis. We love him here. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, shout out to Submission. It's dope.
Yeah.
Aurora, you never know what you're coming with, but it's always dope. The more you listen to it, even from the get-go, I like the beat. It was kind of, remind me of Gravel Pit. Got woo elements in it. True hip-hop right there.
Leave the children at home.
A mystery unraveling. Wu-Tang is a city that I travel with. No one is a great if you can't handle it.
Holocaust from the land of the lost. Behold the pale horse, hardcore. Follow me, Wu-Tang gotta be the best thing since Starks and Clark Wallabies. African Killer Beach, Black Watch. On your radio, blowing out your watch. From Park Hill, the house on Haunted Hill. Every time you walk by, your back get a chill. Let's Bill, who want to talk about skill. I spit like a semi-automatic to the grill. Elbow grease and elbow.
Okay. I just wanted to play around.
That was a flow though.
It almost worked. And then it didn't.
that was real. Man.
Okay. That was fun. Baby fall down, go boom. Here we go. We've got another one here from K9.
Hey, Leo's.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nefu. Also.
And where did it go? Hold on. There it is. Bam. K9, paper money never dies. K9 and Diggs. Here we go.
The directors.
White rectangles on the table looking like we playing dominoes. They gave us grade A but never made the honor roll. Absent-minded, I grinded for Jordans. Don't even want them in the time I can finally afford them. Bought them regardless. Rose-colored champagne staining my carpet. Snake 'em for profit. Jake Roberts got the game in the armpit. The money gone, but all the wrong still remains on my conscience. If I get jammed up, won't name my accomplice. Keep it tight-lipped, virgin pussy, that's vice grip. Dip my jack in water, stay awake on the night shift. Black power, on zip ties, I'm my off-white shit. While cowboy cops hide behind guns, badges, and night sticks. Still standing firm with the team. My chick dick like the souls on the McQueen. See me leaning on levers, looking better than the ex. And when I'm finished, she can have whatever's left. Dynamite. Astronomical fire just like a comet bee. Remember flipping O's just like a nigga had no pot to pee. A run on sentence come with that shit, no apostrophes. I sold my last bag and gave a shake away like nice to meet. Shit was grim, but that wasn't shit I was trying to read. God was on my line around that time, was playing hard to reach. Saw the signs, lucky for me, I caught the signal. Started cooking up in the stove, that life's delicious. Often niggas call her a bitch, but that's my missus. Treat her well, and when I wake up, it's hugs and kisses, yeah. Flow vicious like marble, I keep it polished. Other words to lead a whole world so utterly astonished, huh? Some call it arrogant, fuck it, I call it honest. I spit that soul food, these suckers is kicking rhyming. Just rhyming for the sake of rhyming. That's why I ain't on yet. I tell them perfect timing, 900, nigga.
Damn.
Yeah, nice too.
See, the dope part about this song is it has the same vibe as the first one.
Yeah.
But better lyrics.
Yeah.
Or at least a better message that resonates with me though.
Right.
You know, that's just me though.
Right.
Clean.
Yeah.
Smooth, clean, luxurious, white leather seats, convertible, expensive watches, clean white brim hats, flawless, smooth. I'm just saying the keywords are popping in my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you could
good
just
mix,
have that
clean, luxurious.
Yeah.
It's just nice, fresh. Good mix, good master. Definitely using professional sounds. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
What else can I say?
That was a fire track. I love the beat. I love the flow. It was smooth, like you said. It was cool. You know what I mean? That's a great beat. That's a great track. Overall, shout out to them. They killed it.
Killed.
All right, let's just be honest, man. K9 is a professional. Everything he do is always top shelf. The music is always super dope. He's not an amateur. He's a professional. Everything he does is videos, and him being a Leo. We know.
And his birthday coming up, or he passed
Yeah.
already?
Let us know. Well, anyway, professional, dope, always dope lyrics. His punchlines is crazy because he flows so smooth. You don't even catch. He be saying little stuff in there. I'm like, you gotta catch some of the stuff. His band is nice too. That track is definitely meant for the summer, and I would bump that as McKepper would say. That's in the whip, Lord. It's in the whip, Lord.
Hey.
We want to do a toast on this next the next beat. Or you play that beat. Or you play that
Yeah.
over and over. And we want to toast to each other. AD, what you drinking?
Oh, I drank already, but y'all go ahead.
All right. All right, peace. Play a beat. Well, we can just salute everyone.
Should I play some Aurora Borealis?
Yeah. That don't go with the tea.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. It's too hard. We got to be drinking whiskey.
Oh, man.
Shout out to everybody out there, man, to the Podcraft. This one right here is, we're going to Tai Chi it out. Wow. Expand your mind.
Some fine tea with some Tai Chi.
That one there. All right, takes to you.
Oh, you want like what, the elegance?
Yeah.
The
notes.
The notes. All right. I gotcha. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds.
The smell is different than the taste.
It definitely is, right?
Yeah, it's two contrasts.
Oh, okay.
It's like a
It tastes more like a tea, smells more like a herbal drink.
Tastes like a tea and smells like an herb, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a bitter. It's like a bitter a little bit.
Bitter, I like that. Bitter. I like
bitter.
that.
Yeah. Maybe I put too much. We let it steep for a little while, but
now is it supposed to relax
so
you or kind of like calm you down like the green tea?
yeah.
Oolong is supposed to relax.
Oolong is it's kind of like a. We tasted it before, but it has like something right here. You know what I mean? We made it before. Maybe it was a little bit. Take a smell of it.
What it smell like?
It smells good.
It's like a raisiny. That's like a raisiny smell. Like a raisin.
Raisiny.
It's good to get our palates. Yeah, get our
Yeah. It's
cold. It's still good though.
Yeah.
Like you said, it tastes like a tea.
Smell like chocolate a little bit.
Yeah, you smell chocolate notes.
Yeah, when you sort of shake it up, yeah, it smell more like chocolate.
Okay.
All the flavors of the universe is in this tree. So when you're drinking the tea, you're getting the roots, and the roots are from the sun, the sunlight, the water, all of that's combined, and then it comes out as leaves. It's condensed water, green, but it's still water. And then you put water on it to extract the oils from it. So what we're doing, we're drinking the lives of a lot of ancestors, philosophies and knowledge and all that. So tea, that's why it calms us down, because it's giving us time to talk.
Yeah.
Kind of communicate, you know what I'm saying? When we drink the coffee.
It's great for losing fat too. It's
Yeah.
great for losing fat. Just want people to know that too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's true. It does all that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I made that kind of like strong, but it's good.
It's fine.
It's
you
real
know,
good.
It depends how you like your teas. I like mine strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strong teas is always, you know.
Shout out to everybody out
Something
there.
psychedelic about it a little bit, right?
Yeah. There's never a bad batch of tea.
Nah.
It's always medicine. At the end of the day, this is good medicine.
How long was it aged?
Nice question, Salah.
Yeah, like that.
I don't know. This one is you know, warm up the vessel. It's like you can put a lighter in it. Shout out to everybody out there, man. And that is our tea section. Make sure you drink your tea responsible. Shout out to Mighty Hebrew in the building.
Speaking of Mighty Hebrew.
Oh, got 1 gram of protein in
Hey. Yo. Huh?
You got 1 gram of protein? Right.
That's it.
Yeah, so that's a number of water. That's a number of water switched up. You know what I mean? You know, the forest has to trick us to make sure we drink our water. Oh, you're not drinking enough water? How about if I color it for you? And then put a little flavor in it. Little minerals. Can't say you ain't getting no minerals if you ain't getting it from the tea, man. Shout out to all the tea drinkers and the tea pourers and the teachers and the masters.
All right.
Shannon, oh, she want to hear smoke tea. There we go. We're going to get to you. This is Mighty Hebrew. Let's go.
Yeah, this is Babylon to Timbuktu
Yep.
off the new album Mind. MIND, mental is never destroyed.
Oh, nice beat too.
From Babylon to Timbuktu, we travel through. Righteous son that be the first carries the jewel. Jewel falls from the sun hand as the tool, but the last shall be first and rule as the jewel. From Babylon to Timbuktu, we travel through. Righteous son that be the first carries the jewel. Jewel falls from the sun hand as the tool, but the last shall be first and rule as the jewel. As the child of Ashan, but through smoke from the tribe of Yahweh, Yah Most High Shan. Cosmic doom of the watch, walk within darkness. Yah mind in the outer black caucus. Limitless, eternal images crossing over as seas and mother's wombs, being formed in bloom as a Hebrew Israelite, divine light, body of the Sephiroth, get the manifest power. Crush gold, silver, bronze, and iron from Daniel's visions. 4 kingdoms diminishing, mathematic judgment reigns supreme, absolute authority. Bomb, poison, ivory, the shadow of Egypt, brought democracy, ruled by demonic beings, stopping righteous creeds. Kingdom resurrect theocracy, using Tanakh, teachers from the all-I-See. Yahweh, Allah Hayam, will forever be. Absolute reality, knowledge overstanding through wisdom, manifest ether, good, right, burn good from evil, evil. Jacob rises, Edom falls without sequel. Words can be lethal, it's truth to be used. From Babylon to Timbuktu, we travel through. From Babylon to Timbuktu, we travel through. Righteous son that be the first carries the jewel. Jewel falls from the sun hand as the tool, but the last shall be first and rule as the jewel. From Babylon to Timbuktu, we travel through. Righteous son that be the first carries the jewel.
Wow.
Hold on, let me give him some love, man.
That's fire.
That was fire from the get-go. That was fire from the top, from the jump, the beat, everything. Boom, 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 boom.
I like it. It's rugged.
Yeah.
Yeah, we when I first heard the beat, it came very appropriate because that's exactly how I thought that somebody should come on that beat. You know what I mean? So he came off hard. You know what I mean? It was dope.
Facts. Yeah, the beat was incredible. And then it was kind of followed up with incredible lyrics too. You know? Yeah.
For the conscience.
True.
So dope. That was dope, man. That was probably one of the best ones I heard.
Yeah.
The intro was kind of long, but it got you prepared. You know what I mean? It got you prepared. The beat was fire, and the rhyme was crazy. Saw, but
All right, next up, we got a track here from Fella B.
Fella B,
Melbourne, Australia. This song is called OK.
Not Triple JC.
Okay.
Shout out to Triple JC. I put him and Fella B.
Okay.
The song is called OK 2020.
Okay.
Another dope. Shout out to Australia. Land down under. Hey, mate. You want a knife?
That's not a knife.
Yeah. Take your knife, right?
Man.
Yo. Izzy out. What's that? Iggy out.
Crocodile Dundee.
Hey.
Kick back like Al Bundy.
Kangaroos. Yeah. What's that bear they have out there?
Which one?
That's an Australian bear. I forgot the name of it.
The Dango?
The Dango is the dog. Dingo.
Dingo.
Said I'm a dango. The dingo is a bear. It's a certain type of bear out there.
I liked it. It was cool.
Oh, the koala bear, I think.
Oh, the koala.
Yeah. Well, it looked like it's talk like
Do
that.
you know why the koala got hired?
All right.
No, I don't.
Because he had all the qualifications.
Yes. Here we go.
That was awful.
Awful.
My joke. The beat was good.
Man.
Good beat.
Yeah.
I like it. I got a little skeptical with the horns and the brass. But I like everything else. I'd probably add a little more reverb and delay effect, but yeah, it's cool.
I think it was a dope hip hop beat. You know what I mean? I think that's prepared for anybody, to be honest. Like, it's a dope hip hop beat, you know? Overall, like, I like the track. I like it. You know what I mean? I think anybody could go on there and go crazy. You know what I mean? No matter what your style is. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Fella B, baby.
Yeah. Ooh, love it. Promises. Got me
Triple JC reminds us that koalas eat eucalyptus, one of the best antibacterial trees on earth.
Hey, big up. Big up to the koala. Hey. That was dope, my brother. That was dope. You could use a switch up, but all in all, it's dope. But it was just a consistent beat. Just switch it up next time a little bit, or push yourself to do a little something to it, But overall, it was just the regular beat is dope.
Needs a little voltage controller.
Hey, no tag, just a drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Foster's.
Yo, what's that cut? Yeah.
Man.
I did it on the mic when the turntable's broken.
I see you cut. I never saw you cut. Scratch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm like very elementary with it. Nothing too fancy. A little bit of crab scratch, like a standard crab scratch. Nothing too. You know what I mean?
What's that? Is that the grab? What's the grab?
Yeah, that's some advanced stuff. I just do the very elementary type of scratching. I'm not that fancy, but I've seen some good scratchers.
You lick your finger when you do it? Like,
Nah, those are the ones that good.
As a DJ.
Yeah.
And then they hold up. Real DJs, if you're a real DJ, you gotta be like this.
Oh.
I don't know why they do that. I don't know why. Got an extra D. Well, you're a DJ.
Yeah, I went to the NAMM show once, and there was a bomb ass.
You gotta say cut. No, you can't say scratch. I'm scratching, but it's DJ scratch. Cut. Cut that. Cut. Cut.
Yeah, this is no, this I filmed this. He's using the Novation
Tips are dangling, y'all.
It kind of just brings up the cues. Like, if you're using Serato, there's cues you can have that go to certain spots of the song.
Shout out to
so that little dicer just puts them right there. It's really easy to just pull up a sample and then scratch.
Shout out to Cut. His name is Cali Cutter. You know you're a DJ. Cali Cutter. So I only scratch my own music, no doubt. Oh, so I respect all the DJs. Shout out to Aurora Borealis. I didn't know you was a DJ. Oh, Shannon, South Art. She says it's fire. For a minute.
We got another submission from Fella B from Australia.
Hey.
The disco in it. Mega
love,
Boy.
Much love.
Are you ready?
Faster, stronger.
It's called No Wars, Please.
Happy born day to Miyoshi.
It was at NAMM. Everyone's asking if that was at NAMM. Yeah. This is cool.
Rings and things. The Scarlet. The Scarlet. Freestyle till you see trial, till you see now. With the bees now, killer bees, we be down. Bella B, MC, hella keys. Fella B is like a felony.
Hey.
That's what it's telling me.
That was cool. I think that one's ready. I like the way it sounds. Plenty of room for an artist to do something cool. Not a bad mix. I can hear an artist already spitting on that. I like the tempo. That's cool. What y'all think?
Yeah, that was a fun beat. That was a really fun beat. I think anybody, like I said, like I think somebody could go in there, have fun. You know what I mean? Whatever flow you have is there. You know what I mean? Like it's just a fun beat overall. Like I think somebody's ready for that. Whether you want to hit some like jazz or some poetry, no matter what, it's dope. I like it.
Dope.
Mm-hmm.
Dope on plastic. Dope on plastic.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
On to the next.
We
got a submission here from DJ Intense from North Carolina.
Hey.
NC Geechee Gula.
Hey.
Name of the song is called Safe for Me.
All right.
Right. I think he already knows that the bass drum was clipping.
You feel like your blood pressure.
But it's all good. You know what I mean? I think he knows that already. But it's a fat beat anyway. It's tight. It sounds good. The bass drum was kind of clipping, but it's all good. Do you know what I mean? I could tell you put that out, but it's a fire beat. You know what I mean? DJ Intense is good. It's a really good DJ. You know what I mean? I can't wait to hear the final version of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's cool. What y'all think?
I like it. It was dope. You know what I mean? It was a fire beat overall. I hear the flow already in my head. You know what I mean? That's a dope track. You know what I mean? It's a good cypher beat. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. He did good. That's fire.
Yeah, it was very consistent, I would say. Consistent flow, consistent like beat vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
DJ Intent says North Carolina in here. 910.
Shout out.
It sounded
Shout out DJ Intense.
Yeah, shout out Intense. Yo, it sounded like if T could make a beat. Man, put that sound to it.
That was real.
Remember you had that one verse that was like light the incense to get intense.
Yeah. Light the incense, get intense. Oh yeah, wisdom.
Yeah.
All the love.
All right.
And you had to play the beat, the piano when we did it. Shout out to 4th
Yeah.
Disciple.
Like the incense to get
I'm
intense.
hype right now. Somebody said, "What the hell is wrong, Priest? I'm on fire. I'm happy.
That's good.
Nah, it's your month. You know what I mean?
So happy.
We got. Now we're gonna do the God finale.
Hey.
Are you ready for the God finale?
Spoke to Kai Zodiac last night, man.
Hey.
Gave him his trees. We don't give flowers, we get trees.
Absolutely. Okay.
Wow.
So here we go. This is none other than Ka Zodiac. The name of the track is called $5 Indian.
Ooh.
Very appropriate for today's show.
Yeah, right? I told you everything
A
goes.
great number of years ago, there appeared among us a man who came down from the sun.
Along the Mississippi River, 6 miles from present-day St. Louis, Missouri, there stood a city that once dominated the heart of the continent. At its center was a
Listen up.
powerful leader.
Y'all don't understand. This land that you stand on, that you think is America, this is actually Africa. The dear Mississippi that you love, that you know of, that's the Nile River. This is our land. You are Aboriginal Indigenous American. You are a Moorish American. So where is their green card? Where is their green card? Huh? Huh? They need weapons. We don't need no weapons. Huh? Huh? Stop calling us black. We're not African American. We Moorish American. Aboriginal to Indigenous.
Our destiny is tied up in the destiny of America. Before the Pilgrim Fathers landed at Plymouth, we were here. Before Jefferson etched across the pages of history the majestic words of the Declaration of Independence, we were here.
Americans have no idea that ancient cities with advanced architectures once dotted the ancient North American landscape.
Telling a story.
Is this a track? This a track? Okay.
If you look at some of the reservations that you've approved, you, sir, in your great wisdom have approved, I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians, and a lot of people are laughing at it.
$5 Indian, $5 Indian. You wanna race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Copper skin, true definition of American. $5 Indian, $5 Indian. You wanna race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Voices in the sky don't die, they said we live again. 1828 definition of American. Copper skin native found here by those settling. Well, that's interesting, not applied to Europeans. That's just visit and vision it. I yearn for freedom, heard the beacon. Your policeman, slave patrol, urban fiefdom. So undisciplined, we don't deserve this treatment. Illuminati candle that isn't burning even. What is this world believing? House of made of cars that's dipped in gasoline in the clouds in the fog. I found the facade, give the crowns to the gods. My ghost dance is too loud for the garage. Bones in the basement of my home that is ancient. National treasure, Latieva isn't ever, whatever. They are never, the deception isn't clever. They didn't know the last 3 blows to the head with hammer sledge. Granted us a pledge to still our life, still our rights, and told us to go left, lighting candles for the dead. Mason paper genocide left us in the ledger. But when you first landed on the shores, you couldn't stand the weather. Here's a new edition, True Religion magazine. Editor, reload the bullet, solar booklet, balance beam, odd scales, tip to the side with one wing up. Like Lamborghini doors in the ride, now come and drink up. Historic juices, store produces more solutions, call us human. Like 3/5 of a man with no nation. No divine creed, take heed, I'm so awakened. My soul's adjacent to forgotten tribes, waiting for Allah, I'm salvation. Sip this conscious libation. $5 Indian, $5 Indian. You wanna race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Copper skin, true definition of American. $5 Indian, $5 Indian. You wanna race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Voices in the sky don't die, they say we live again. Moors to Indians and Indians to Negro. Negro to black, but it's all the same people. Different day, different prey, it's all the same eagle. African American, Messi, Jesse Jackson, 5 civilized tribes for these lost souls wandering, waiting at the crossroads. For my thought train, on the line to get your name upon the doors. Roll for $5 and no native blood at all, yo. A pale colonist could pay to get in also. Listed as an Indian, benefits to pass his heirs, land, a false identity to claim what isn't really theirs. Marching to the beat of our drum with no rhythm, and they don't even see it's the sun in the solar system. Synthetic feather rocking, this is forever shocking. Like who the hell you mocking? While using spells you robbing us of our estate. I feel something that's innate, so they covet our place. Said we come from outer space to claim and change the names of what's under our face. Tell me how'd it happen? stole your identity and sold it for the price of some dollar store napkins to serious. I know it though, I got them all laughing. I got them all passion, now in exploring fashion. They have no more compassion, wisdom's in demand. Many homeless have no home, cause you're living on their land. Sleeping in their bed, walking through our house like you own it. Got the nerve to want to get us out still. Can't deport us to a land we don't originate, but we ain't citizens of your plan, yeah we participate. That's the hidden fate, devilish screams of a twisted nightmare called the American dream. They claim it exists, they lied, I don't see it well. I guess you gotta be asleep to believe it. $5 Indian, $5 Indian. You wanna race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Copper skin, true definition of American. $5 Indian, $5 Indian.
Jules.
Race my face into oblivion. You look salty, come taste this brown cinnamon. Voices in the sky don't die, they say we live again.
Indigenous people of this land. The Chinese came in, mixed in with them, and produced what you're calling Native Americans today or Indians. And the Caucasians gave them all our rights. Now they walk around there Cherokee, Choctaw, Shinnecock, Cheyenne, and we walk around there African.
They don't look like Indians to me, sir.
1896, when a lot of the whites found out the benefits that these Indians and these blacks, I mean, a lot of whites went to the Dawes Commission and said, look, why don't you put my name on there? They said, but you're not an Indian. So that's what they said, well, I'll give you $5. So the rules got around, the policy got around that for $5, that a white could put his name on the Dawes roll and be called himself an Indian and be entitled all these benefits, and all their children can be entitled all these benefits forever. And so that became known as what's called a $5 hit.
Genocide in the history of the world. The deaths of 100 million indigenous people in the, quote, American Holocaust, some from disease, but also vast numbers from a deliberate policy aimed at wiping out the race that mainstream history books continue to pretend never happened.
One smile, genetic map with 12 rooms. Bliss with the best style. I live in the X-Files. Unlimited fresh vows of this lyrical West now. Mississippi, Amazon. In the city, Grand Madon. Suburban, Lemurian. Living Tetragrammaton. 7 on the Grand Quran. Gift with the best towel. True Indian misnomer. Too witty. The rest bow to my mystical brush route. I be seeing star code written in textile. Pumping sacred dust. Buds of Caribbean. Hand cloud, Nagasaki sipping serpent's venom, feeling my inertia spinning kundalini, human genie. Knew him couldn't hear me, pee me, faulty science lost in guidance, God makes being human easy. Your future genie, wise of money like a new zucchini.
Nice.
Make it human.
He throws a little teaser at the very end of another song. It's dope. Yo, very appropriate, beautiful song. He did that one a while ago, but it was like a perfect track for today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give everybody at home homework. Your guys' homework is to go and subscribe to Ka Zodiac.
Hey.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's right. We'll be checking on Monday to make sure y'all subscribed. You know what I'm saying?
Where is he at now? 212.
He's got 2.12 thousand subscribers.
Okay.
Beautiful.
151 videos, but they're masterpieces.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, gotta get the message out.
Word.
Yeah,
Word.
these are not just songs; they're creations.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff. What y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, he's the type of artist that once he could probably go viral really quick, with the right kind of like marketing and everything like that on social media, you know, and the right shout out. But yeah, dope track, incredible.
Yeah, yeah. So AD gave y'all homework, so I want y'all to do it. You know what I mean? I'm gonna extend it. So's a teacher too, you know. So I want y'all to write, find a bar that y'all like and interpret it and say why you like it. You know what I mean? That's my homework to y'all.
That's real homework.
It's due on Monday.
It's due on Monday. That's due on Monday. All right. Nah, but listen, Ka Zodiac has a great talent. You know what I mean? Puts a lot of time in his work. You know what I mean? That was very dope. You know what he did there. You know what I mean? It's deep. It was a deep track. It was very educational. You know what I mean? For people, if they're not familiar. So that was definitely dope, that what he gave us today. You know, shout out to the God finale. That was dope. That was fire. That was very appropriate, too, for the show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
But let me say this. Kai Zodiac, that was so dope, man. This is the first time it was like, it's educational. I mean, it's always educational, but you went in depth. And because of the night, the whole vibe, it just gave me a beautiful outlook on it, on everything, man. It just opening up and answering questions. But all in all, the song is superb.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Human, he said, human genie. He said, Kundalini, human genie.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Kai Zodiac, man.
Word.
Spoke to him last night. Got some things in the works and on the way.
Hey.
Oh no, we gotta play Smoke Tea for. We leaving? Yeah.
That's in the songs promotion?
Cover boy says Smoke Tea, cover boy. If who's that? Jonah? What's her name? Oh, Jody. No, what's her name? Somebody else.
What you talking about, Priest?
Somebody else asked for it too. Well, let's just smoke tea and smoke it out. This one right here is from the Vedic Vape Room. Let me say it like so. Vedic Vape Room.
Yeah.
Egyptian mystery schools. Let's go there.
Arabic.
Haram. Yeah, man. Overkill. Shout out to you. August 16th. It's beautiful when you see it, man. August 16th. Here we go.
Track 12.
Pre-order from that. Hey, yeah. Brother Glow. Give me that dude. I suffer from severe brain fog. I wake up in the car seat in Nepal. Rainfall, Veda books, strange broad. Red dot on the forehead. She came to as she nodded. Ford, tire box, airbags, engine lights, smoke everywhere. That explains more. We both saw blood stains and paused. Outside the car was two dead men. Well dressed, one had a vest, the other had a chainsaw. Who they came for? Was it gang wars? I saw open suitcases of money. On the ground was cocaine and slain dogs. This was real, though I'm bipolar. This type of money that bosses die over. Wise cry over. Wise guys and took the lives of many soldiers. Both they pants was wide size and penny loafers. My third eye's like the Wi-Fi, plenty coaches. Look to my side, that's when she came closer. Blood on her dress, on her neck a winged cobra. She told me that's my trauma and attachment. My codependency and abandonment issues are unwrapping. Said all my childhood experiences are now coming to me in these gangster images. I hypnotize you, but this is how this finishes. Your failures and rejections are the witnesses. This is for a more supportive and attentive, validated and responsive. Check your premises. The reasons that you see drugs, all white like ghosts. That's why it's coke. Psycho, the psychos, then you need hugs. The stress code of the ghetto. Let go of the devil. Death hole as you receive love. She said my hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal axis is plastic. To take out one of the three evil masters. Cortisol, glutamate, or norepinephrine in my hippocampus. She said, let me please explain. When I put you under the hypnosis, I wanted you open. So I rode with you in the rain. You said it drove you insane. Then I asked you to take me through your fears and your horrors, your younger years and your trauma. You just shed tears and said, mama. It was ghostly. It was a slow steep as you sit back and sip on the smoked tea. Just watch the charm go back and forth. Just watch the charm go back and forth. Getting sleepy. Just watch the charm go back and forth. Get sleepy. Was therapy for my cognitive behavior. She said the Vedic papers was just my creative nature. My negative place, she made it safer. I often fled to escape where the hate was greater. My pen get close as an electric. It'll be here August 16th.
Hey.
Fire.
That's right.
We are in the building.
That's right.
Royal Priesthood. Vedic Vape Room.
That's right.
Let's go. The whole craft. If you are interested in advertising your company, the Killah Priest, let's do that one more time.
Yeah, maybe without the gunshots. Sounds like Russia and
How about this?
Ukraine.
That really worked.
Man.
If you're interested in advertising your company with the Killah Priest Podcraft, email me directly at info@killahpriest.tv. Order Podcraft merch. Links to the description. Sorry. Better at that.
Hey.
For our sponsors, we got to shout out Shilajit once again.
Mm-hmm.
And also, man, Footprints. Make sure y'all go get those. All the skaters wear these shoes off the hook. YDBs. For Footprints.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see them soon. You know, it's going to be great. So go to Footprints. We're going to have everything. The next time we have it, it's going to be done all the way we have everything for y'all. You know what I mean? So
That's
everything
right.
will be shown
That's
right
right.
now. Peace and love to everyone. Sounds in a mashup. You know what we need to do?
So wait, they can order those CDs now?
You can order CDs now.
Wow.
But it's not even released yet.
I know.
That's crazy.
So
they got to go.
If they want to hear the album in advance before it drops on the 16th, they can order the CD now.
Damn.
And how soon can they get their CD?
We're going to do it express.
Wow.
Express yourself.
So if they order a CD now, they're going to be able to hear the album before it drops.
Yeah, Dave Flores got it.
What?
Oh.
Who does that?
Uh-oh.
I love my fans, man. I love music, man. It's music at the end of the day. This is music. This right here is man, it's true serum, man. Come get it. I'm just giving it away. Giving it away, man. If you order it now, make sure you get I'll sign it. I left the market it. We got markets here. I'll sign it. There it goes. AD is showing you how to do it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll sign, get the autograph copy.
Hey.
When you go to the option, you
Said,
could
nah,
choose
Priest, they're bootlegged, man.
standard or autographed.
I think back in the days they used to put they used to sneak in liquor through their boots. They would put liquor in their boot.
That's
and then hide it in their
bootleg?
wide.
That
Yeah,
makes
in
sense.
LA. Bootleg.
Hey.
Yeah. Bootleg.
And I got to update. It's not a
You have to
pre-order.
sneak in.
It's an actual order. So I have to update this.
Could that be out?
Because
Well, I see pre-order.
well, it was pre-order was they would order it until it comes out, but now that it's out, they can order it now. So it's not even a pre-order anymore. It's an order.
Hey.
All right, because the pre-order, yep, you're right. Get it now. There's no more pre-orders. You can get it right now.
Yeah.
You can get it right now. Right now. Right now.
Right now.
Right now. Right now.
Hey.
Right
That's
now.
fire.
Right now. Hey, man. Yeah, we getting busy. We man, we took man. Chief Seku came in here.
Mm-hmm.
Rag doll just came in here, took negative energy and just got to put it to sleep sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Grab it with your bare hands, with bare hands, put it to sleep. Switch it up. Got to be like spit, not like what's his name, Crawford.
Spencer, you talking about?
Pow. Knock that.
You
knock
talking about
that.
Scruffer? Okay.
Yeah, knock it out. That's when he took care of business. And man, it was great. It was a great show.
How much more of this tea do you have?
I got a couple.
So limited.
Got a couple.
Limited edition,
yeah,
man.
very
Limited
couple.
edition.
Yeah, it's a couple.
Get that ceremonial Lord Sun tea.
Listen, I suggest that you get that right away because we're going to be doing another whole thing, another whole brand, but just snatch it up. Yeah, Vedic Vape Room, man. Vedic Vape Room. And Mystery Channel.
Yep.
Mystery Channels.
That's coming out too, right?
Yeah.
Real soon.
Shout out to Brian Ford. We will be out there doing the mystery thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, shout out to Big Bo. Word. Great show, great weed. Can't beat that. No doubt, Philippi.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of, you want to take it? Oh, you're gonna do the Immortal, right?
Yeah, just because I felt like
Had to, man.
appropriate.
What about Grandmother's Land?
I was,
Immortal's Land.
but I feel like Immortal was
Immortal's
the most
now.
recent.
Yeah. The comeback of
Right.
Little Waters.
That's right. That's right.
Tall Bear. Got something with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Shout out to Todd Wave. Shout out to Todd Wave and his cousin Thorn.
Okay.
Is it Thorn Raven?
I think so. Yeah.
You like guys like to go to the mall?
Oh yeah, get your
Hot Topic.
Oh, you got a shirtless one? Oh,
Yeah.
That's fire. Might get that one. Yeah.
Shirtless.
Yeah, that's me right there.
Because it's hot right now, so you got to get the sleeveless.
Yeah, I'm probably, you're gonna get that.
And we're gonna have all shirtless is having just the sleeves.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No doubt.
Right.
White one. I'm gonna get one too.
Yeah.
I'm doing my push-ups again.
That's right. Yeah. Got hoodies, got hats, got it all.
Got some for your girl.
Yep. Hey, we saw somebody who had that on too.
Yeah, Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a white one.
Yep.
Shut up. Yeah, we was at the Colorado. The nice one.
Mm-hmm.
I like those.
Yeah.
And if you're cooking at the cookout, get that apron.
Hey. Represent.
Make some smoked tea.
Make it a killer kitchen.
What more can I say? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
text. Yeah.
Bucket
On
hat.
to the next.
This
Oh,
was
they
like
got the bucket hat? What else we got?
Yeah, this was.
Can they see that?
Coverboy should have this one already. Because Coverboy be
Yeah.
wearing these hats.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need hoodies.
Yep. That's
Oh,
right.
you do have hoodies.
School starting for
So
those.
you got the pullover?
Or just winter.
Yeah, for your kids too. Yep. You got some for your kids.
Oh, this is a zip up.
The zip up.
Zip up.
Hey.
Poison dreams, distorted dreams, mushroom dreams.
Yeah.
Oh, and then there's one where that's in the front of the zipper.
Hey. I had something like that before.
I don't know about this one.
I had something like that. The
But-
symbol was like on the side though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's that. And then you got our mugs.
Yep.
Shut up, DJ Mug.
That's right.
I don't know. This tea got me like feeling good right now. I feel good.
Yep. That's right.
Right? Feeling
Yeah.
good.
Feel
But
great.
see, you can get high off of these are herbs.
Mm-hmm.
You can get high, but it won't let you go to the point where you're in the street and there's 6 cops around you and they're trying to touch you. You're like, get off me.
Right.
Or out the club with bouncers going.
Yeah.
Good. You're getting the catechins. Let's count them down. The catechins. GABA. Caffeine.
Mm-hmm.
Theanine.
Yeah, theanine. I was thinking about that one too.
Yeah, all these in the new. This was inside of the tea, going inside your body. You got these two. So we said, look up catechins. Catechins, L-theanine, GABA, which is in our brains also.
Right.
Is in it. Everything that's in us is in the tea.
Mm-hmm.
What else? L-theanine and caffeine. It's the five elements. So the first T is tea. Second one T is what? Treasure.
No, you said
medicine.
Medicine and then treasure.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
treasure,
yeah.
We got a last
You
minute
get it right.
submission from DJ Intense.
Hold up. It's getting intense. No, all right. Let's go.
You want to authorize it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All
All
right.
right. Here we go. Authorized. Shoebox Money by DJ Intense.
My dear.
Let's see where. Oh, that's fire. Tell them to send that. That's fire. Yeah.
Shoebox Money.
Oh, that's summer. Shout out to Callisto. See me there. Anton Callisto. We did Black August. Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's it.
That's
He cut
it.
it off.
Mm-hmm.
Shoebox money.
Yeah. That was fire.
That was great, man.
That was fire.
DJ Intense is a professional.
Yep. Yeah. Killed that. Killed that. Yeah, that was definitely a dope
Solid.
track. Mm-hmm.
That's a rock.
That officially concludes the song promotions.
Yeah. Hey,
Yep.
Priest wants that beat though, so
Mhm.
you gotta to hit up Priest directly. It's info@killerpriest.tv. You can send him your beats.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Give him about 24 hours to respond to you because Priest is busy.
Mhm.
Because he's not only an artist, but he's the executive producer of this show, and he's also the owner of Proverbs Records. So he's handling a lot of things all by himself.
Shout out to Aboriginal Power. Word. Shout out to the brother.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. This concludes the song promotions.
Yeah. He said it for me. I never know who's
Yeah,
gonna-
because you got to be ready for it. All right.
Otherwise, we get some last minute submissions.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So, yeah, submission songs for next Monday. You know what I mean? We're going to be here. Right. It's the
Check us
7th.
out,
Oh, they submit throughout the weekend.
Yeah.
I'll get submissions tomorrow for Monday.
Hey, that's
You know what
right.
I mean, that's what happens.
So, you know.
Hold on, let me send you this. I think I sent you something. We could go out with
But-
this one.
All right.
Nah, we get in trouble. Can't do it.
They can't do it.
Yeah,
Go with the Immortal Light.
We can't do
Now I
it.
was gonna send you, yo. You ever saw that? Oh, Sweet Tooth Jones from
Martin.
Nah,
No, Martin.
Sweet Tooth was from
Which one is that one?
the way you walked in. That's from Living Color.
Okay.
Mm.
Oh,
Did it?
okay.
But we
okay.
get in trouble for that, right? Yo,
Probably.
what a freaking.
I mean, if they block it, they'll block the video, and then we just gotta wait like 4 or 5 hours to trim it.
Oh yeah.
So if you play something with too much copyright,
No, that's right.
then it takes about 4 or 5 hours.
No. The other,
Which is not a big deal. It doesn't give us a strike.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, you know.
That's okay. I sent you something before that.
Okay.
Maybe a little jewel for him.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Man.
The cat. You got the cat?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
You still alive?
All right, we out.
Wait, we're gonna do. Nah, I'm saying, what we doing?
No, we did that. Oh, we out.
Okay, so that's it?
Yeah, you can show. Yeah, I wanted to show something. All right, man. Peace
No.
out. It's all good.
I don't see a cat.
What's that?
This is what was the bird?
All right, what's above that? Yeah, this how we gonna be looking at you. So you put it after this, but I love this video right here because it's the cat. Yo, look at his eyes when he changed. Sometimes you gotta just stare into the, you know what I mean? He's like glazed into my eyes. I don't like what you said. I love the cat. I love the cat. Ain't nothing but the cat.
That's what's up.
All right, so you can hit him with we out of here.
We out of here. Yo, do y'all homework, man. Do y'all homework.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
Next time.
Amazing. Peace.
Luminary, consuming cherries, mushrooms and berries. Beneath the endless skies in Gemini in June, I'm in tune with the fairies. Lit pituitary.
Very interesting face.
I see tombs in Timeri. Civilized, they had sewers ready.
And again, I knew it would be.
Saw them lift the bricks, huge and heavy. During the same time, Suma had levees. They fertilized with cow manure. The water fluid was steady. Now the scrolls are buried. Palms that are old and sweaty. Took the cloth off the bottle and dashed rosemary. Then anointed his own skull and faced the north of Gobekli Tepe. Turkey, Xerxes, Persian and the Medes. My words to MCs. You look for herb, you speak to a bush with burning leaves. Remove your shoes, fall on your knees. This is not heavy mental. This the master of the mysterious, the mind moving the macabre. Manipulate Mercury perfectly. My dark matter is horror. The golden guru of Google. The Yahweh of Yahoo and YouTube. Arm, leg, arm, horns, and crown of thorns head. Spawn the dawn of the dead. All the natives are blue and the sky was red. And at night the tribes glowed like stars. And all the planets look like feathers on heads. Little waters talking from the medicine bed. Ate unleavened bread, buns from the son of heaven. Fed crumbs from off the floor. Greeks with no teeth, just gums. lick with the tongue. Sit at the master's feet were bums, beggars. The legs were too weak and numb. The gestures pointed to the deceased and young. Who else you know can rhyme like this? Who else you know can take your mind through a time you felt exist? Quiet your brain, let me help you with it. It's getting hot, check the Celsius. Hell melt in every cell in yourself. You burn, turn your shell into a crisp. Your spirit leaves your physics like a mist to the outer limits. And the alchemist study your algorithms. Every sentence in my album's written, attempting to give you power building. Maybe turn you into flower children. The lotus, they notice when the alpha's risen. My ascension go through cloud dimensions. The mouse is fast, but the owl's sitting. His talons hitting for gripping. He's silent in blizzards. He flew down, touched the ground as a wizard. As he walked, he morphed into priest. When he walked the portals like the immortal light. Meditating, shutting doors. The more I write, all the crystals in my house come together to form organite. The windows open up by themselves. Curtain blows, menorahs light. I hold on to the string theory. I pause, looking up at my higher self like I saw a kite. Divinity around me like a king, surrounded by all his knights.
Amazing.
Proto-origin of blackness. The sun's like oranges and patches. I pick 'em, put 'em in baskets. Tree of life. His eyes is red, his teeth is white.
Very interesting face.
Woolly head, his feet ignites. Features of Christ.
And again, I knew it would be.
Unleashing the dead with me on the mic. Monumental Congo temples, confidential, cosmos ceremonial science. Serious supermind, manufacture of manuscripts, mutating while rhyming. LL Leon, devil spawn, hellish forms of angelic zealots, the rebellious warn, the selfish from dorms where relics are torn. I'm meditating with the natives in the sweat box. Water drops from the wet rocks. Our minds are free as it gets hot. Now I play chess a lot, study the Ma'at and the Sephiroth. I leave Ox, Megabot, Ziggurat, Spirit Watch, but which is not. I miss the spark in the mystic spot. I'm from the hominid that's dominant, a king's continent, streams of consciousness. Look around, there's crowns on a winged monument. The smoke rings are opening. See my providence of promises, the source of confidence. Gods and goddesses bask in the ambience. Most High should die if I should die before I wake and feel the evil embrace of the eagle's lethal claws fit in my paws and face. I pause as I'm left and taken away back to his cosmic nest. I'm losing consciousness. My spirit disconnects as it devours my flesh. It's called the coffin's caress. The Heru hug. You are now with us above, amongst the angels of love. There's Abel, there's Enlil, there's Gabriel. That's the Hootie, that's the Hawker. That's the Muzi, and I'm the father. Golgotha. Now it's just a riverbank with seagulls and otters and fish that's swimming through the skulls of heroes and martyrs. And right above is just a ground zero for joggers. In the days are old, they said they created souls from the wheel and the potter. The Kabbalah scroll said it's the wheel of the macabre. From the pineal is the zeal, is the seal of the Nagas. They said a strand of web is stronger still as rain to still on the flowers. More ground to till as you heal from the copper. I showed you my views while standing on the hill of Masada. Been Israel since a toddler.